We're talking about, hey, Colin. Colin Quinn has made the studio here. We're talking about the pregnant man. But it's not really a man. The man has to be in quotations because it's really a woman on hormones.
They keep saying man pregnant man. It's a woman because it didn't even go through a sex change, so you can't even pull that little card out. It's a woman that had mastectomies and is hairy because of hormones, having a baby. So what? The news keeps saying man.
Exactly. A little testosterone doesn't make you a man.
No. So I said, you put on like one of those oldie time, have a woman put on an oldie time handlebar mustache and say, look, I'm a guy. I'm
what else
having
doesn't make you a man? Holding a gun.
Oh, what does that mean? Is that a dig at me?
No, they always say holding a gun doesn't make you a man. No, I wouldn't dig at you, Anthony. I would dig at you because I'm listening to my radio this morning, and I hear you come on with this idiot blathering away, trashing me. And here's the best part. We all know, first of all, you help your dumb friend. Anthony, in the middle of everyone trashing me, goes, I like Colin, but what's he doing? I can't tell you the level of fury I felt hearing this back alley Tunisian knife fighter trashing me as if I really am pushing Jerry's car for fun and profit. I was fuming.
What did you call him? What did you refer to Anthony as the other day at the cellar?
A Corsican pimp.
Oh, Christ.
He should be on the Marseille waterfront like the 1960s.
Oh, my God. That's cool.
Anthony's he's one of the last drops in the French Connection chain. He brings his loading gang out.
You can't even take that as a compliment that I said I can't picture you doing that.
No, that's not what you said. Do we have to play the tape? I mean, I like Colin.
I like Colin.
What? And he shakes his head sagely. What is he doing?
Can we get that? Now I need that.
I'd like to hear that.
Sagely. What were you doing?
I know. I was listening to the show this morning. I love the fact that here's why Bob is not only fat but retarded. Because he actually calls me the other day, or I call him to try to wake him up. Like my big thing is when he's doing morning radio, he tries to sleep in between. Then I try to call and wake him up at the morning. He goes, "Dude, I'll put you on." He puts me on. Nobody even was there for that story except for me, where I pushed Jerry's car, except for one kid on the stoop. I thought I got away with it. I was like, thank God, all these camera phones. I walk up the block. There's nobody out. One kid sitting on the stoop by himself, like a half block away. He goes, "Nice job, Colin." So I told him all the story. Bob was in West Palm. He wasn't even there. And he still adds it like, what about the car? He was retarded.
Let's get back to
But it's all about Bob's CD, and that's what I'm here about.
Pregnant man and Oprah. Let's two more quick clips, and then we can move on from this dumb story. Oprah wants to know if by taking testosterone,
by the way.
do you grow testicles? Oprah wants to know this? I thought she's a smart woman.
You don't grow them.
So I was asking the question
nothing about male genitals. That's what it is.
Exactly.
She's never been close.
No, she has no idea.
If Gail don't have it, I don't see it. That's my motto.
Your genitals. Did you have like a penis implant, or you did something else?
No, amazingly, hormones are an incredible thing. Testosterone, in the womb, up until I think 2 months, we all look the same. Our genitals look the same.
Yeah, that is
and when
true.
testosterone is
You all know
introduced-
that, right? Have you seen the...
No.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, we... Okay.
Oprah should try a
look at a
penis
little
implant
ultrasound
one day.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, so when testosterone is introduced, that's when male genitalia starts to form. And reproductive organs. And I just, I
Meaning, does it grow testicles? I don't mean to. I don't mean to be ignorant, but do you like?
People
grow
are driving up the
testicles
southern
too?
state right now. You take this story and move along. Jesus Christ. They gotta stop producing the show, apparently. The story's horrifyingly boring.
Want to go in the back office and just produce the show today?
Yeah.
See what you come up with for us, Colin.
Too?
No, I mean, I just introduced testosterone to my body a little later, so the body had already formed to a certain point, but certain changes do happen.
She's basically saying that she grew male stuff.
Certain changes do happen. No, there's probably an increase in size of certain things that a woman has that are very sensitive and used during sex.
Yeah.
Clitoris.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can't say.
You can't.
That is really psychotic. That's actually sexist against women.
It really is.
When did you figure out that you can't say that word? As Anthony's giving
was
it
it during my slaloming through the whole thing, trying to
work around the word?
But I mean, it's one of those technical words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
they don't care about that.
They don't understand the abbreviated version of it.
They don't care on this show.
Which coincidentally looks like your sidekick, Norton.
All right,
sidekick. That's the part that hurt the most.
Yeah. All right, why you thought you were an equal, you're a sidekick, and don't forget it.
I guess that's, I'm below equal and above lackey.
Colin, this last clip
is certainly above mechanic. Colin, why don't you bring the tools?
What's the deal? Then he drives off, and I wave goodbye. Good job, Jerry.
Oh, he didn't even look in his mirror.
Make sure you get that. Don't miss that green light, Jerry. That's when it stalls again. Bye.
He's waving, and he's getting like a puff of like exhaust smoke in his face.
Yeah.
Bye, Jerry.
It's almost as embarrassing as the other night when Jerry came in, and Jim goes like they're equals now. Hey, Jerry, and Jerry goes, hey. And then later I go, you didn't remember his name? He goes, yes, I do. James. He didn't remember that fool.
And I saw him the other night.
You're not his equal. He doesn't know who you are.
I'm not his equal, but he always calls me Nortone. That's what he calls me.
And today he called you James because he was stuttering because he didn't recognize you because he didn't see you in a month.
He didn't know whether to call me Jim, Jimmy.
You're a majestic irrelevance. Now go on with that Oprah thing, please.
That's not true. He knew me very well.
At least he didn't get gravel to the forehead as Jerry pulled it away.
Exactly. I'm glad he doesn't know my name. He'd have me pushing things.
All right, this last clip, Colin, I know you have ADD. It's only 38 seconds. Can you handle 38 seconds? And then we move on from the story. And then we move on, all right?
Don't worry about me. I'm worried about the listeners.
Does it get larger?
It does.
Yeah.
And it looks like a penis. Looks like a small penis.
Yeah.
She can say that, but we can't.
Does size matter?
Yeah.
Oh, all the women just start clapping.
Yeah,
it certainly
my husband hasn't rolled over on me in a long time, and that's what
Trying to say that her thing turned into one of our things.
Yeah.
And all the women laugh like angry at their husbands because they're stuck in Orchard Park, Illinois, like lonely, and the big night out is the Oprah show.
Well, to some people, yes.
I don't know. You can ask my wife that question.
So it means
my wife.
that
All right, yeah, you're quite a man.
Basically, your grows. It looks like a small penis, and therefore you look like a man.
Yes, and I can have intercourse with my wife.
Can I say
Intercourse. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Shut up.
You cannot with my wife.
Shut up.
I'm all man.
I have to
No,
say
you're not.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That story.
Shut up. Ovary, abdomen.
I know this is not the time.
I give her all 8 millimeters. Nothing on
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, I know this is not the time, and this is the last thing you guys need to hear.
Uh-huh.
And I know this is you guys on the line, and me just spuriously throwing this in there, and you guys have to deal with the weight. But the fact that you have to be on radio and bleep something said on Oprah, I'll rip apart whoever runs these stations.
Yeah, it is
You
ridiculous.
have to rip apart something that's on 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something very... that really makes me crazy.
You're right.
You're absolutely right.
There's
I'm not the
no
type that cares
sense to it.
About that kind of stuff. But it's
It makes no sense. Because she's helping. She's got that person in there for education, and we're here for humor.
She does help in a certain way, Anthony. And I still have it. Where was Anthony this weekend? Did you ever establish that? No. I say Winnipeg. There's a lot of tawdry behavior. Because he changed planes in Detroit, right?
We don't know. Yeah, he says he went nonstop, but it's a dumb bit because he doesn't give us any info, and there's
it's
no
not
ending.
A bit.
I get plenty of info,
ending.
and it isn't
there's
a bit.
no ending.
It's called my life.
It's not a bit. It's his life. And you're right.
No, it's a bit.
Well, his life is a bit in a certain
His
way.
life is a bit at this point.
Oh, all the world's a stage. I understand.
I don't look at it as his life. I look at it as good radio.
Everything's just a
he's not
bit.
giving us good radio with this thing because there's no ending.
Well, there is an ending. And the ending is not this week.
Look, I haven't spread this out as long as you did your goddamn Spuds Buckley.
The ending
all right?
I'll tell you exactly the ending.
People love Spuds Buckley.
Yeah, give us a little.
No.
Jesus, 5 weeks.
Him with his relatives, the Lebanese arms and diamond traders of West Africa. That's where it ends. It ends in a horrible civil uprising.
But see, this is where it's... This is where it's not fair. We guess, and I think one of us might have guessed where he was, and he doesn't even say if we're right or wrong.
Is there a way to hook him out to something?
I don't believe that it was a nonstop. I don't believe it was a nonstop. I think he laid over and flew back. Because if I knew certain things were a quick jump from here, he knew it. And he flies enough. I believe it was not a nonstop.
Really?
That's great. Well, we're not really the best part. I mean, I could be wrong. The best dramatic part of the story is not the flight pattern, you bore.
No, it does.
I want to know where he went and what he did there.
Well, it does.
Yeah, thank you,
What do
Colin.
how do you think he got there?
Actually, no, wait a minute. Let me
What do
look.
you think,
Go
he
on American
teleported?
Airlines,
Stupid,
and I
he
want to.
flew. He didn't
I understand
skateboard.
he flew. Stupid
You
as
don't
I
understand.
point.
No, you don't.
We go to Erie, Pennsylvania.
How do you think he got there?
I think he's a real puddle jumper.
No, he got out and pushed the plane down Manila Lane. Stupid.
Hey, you want to hear what Anthony said about you before you were here?
Oh, boy.
All right, we found the clip. This is what Anthony was saying about Colin
Watch
before he
the
was here.
patronizing pity in his hope.
All right.
Poor Colin. That must have been some sight, though. Him pushing a car.
Yeah.
Why would he do anything like that? I mean, I like Colin a lot, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be my first pick to help me push a car down the street. You know?
He probably volunteered in case Jerry has another project. Maybe he'll need like a crotchety, funny uncle neighbor.
And we're back live. That's what they said about you when you weren't here there, Colin.
I know, I heard that actually. That's what
And
I was listening to the show and I was so mad. First of all, that phony came in, the troubled sleepless artist. I had a fight with my girlfriend, so I just wandered.
I have a pinched neck.
Shut up! I know I was with you last night. Listening
I'm
to that
sore.
Nonsense. Did you try those exercises?
You know what? I just did them against the wall.
And you know what?
He looked silly.
Yeah.
What were they fighting about? Do you know? Or maybe you don't want to blow up Dodge.
Well, we all had. I know. I don't know. Everything was fine at dinner.
It started after.
And then I guess they left, and maybe
they're like a lifetime abuse couple, where out in public they look fine and everything, but inside I think
Behind
Jimmy's hitting her with
closed
phone books. Hitting her with phone books.
And maybe they were fighting over the fact that she probably noticed that Jim's expensive caddy looks like a caddy Camry. it's the least caddy you've ever seen.
I've never seen your caddy.
Really?
Nice,
Yeah.
It's a nice
I used to
bike.
drive around in
Go
his
to a Toyota
old
dealer,
dump.
you'll see it.
Hey, let's go to James in Virginia talking about Anthony flying somewhere this weekend, and Anthony won't give up too much information. So why we do this bit, I don't know. But James in Virginia, what do you got?
Hey, maybe Anthony said nonstop after he got where he was going.
He's saying you went nonstop after you got there.
After I got there, yeah. Okay.
There was a layover, but you're also going nonstop.
Right.
Did I tell you that I was, by the way, I was just speaking of that kind of humor, I was driving upstate in Connecticut, like way upstate by myself, and I heard Scorch on some obscure local radio show.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Scorch.
Oh, Scorch is up there. Hey, Kingdom of Nakedness.
Yeah, there's a
But I was
DJ.
obsessed over the fact that you used to have him on the show, and you'd sit there and go, what else? And you guys would be laughing like it was the best radio, and he believes it. And he kept, sorry, but
You're going to blow up our spot. All right.
Douche your dressing. Douche your dressing.
Sam, get Scorch on the phone today because Colin's here. We haven't talked to Scorch in a while. He's a DJ.
Scorch.
Where's he? In Syracuse still? New Hampshire? Where is he? You can't
God.
keep track of this guy. And he does this show called The Kingdom of Nakedness.
Yeah.
Totally nude radio.
The Naked Militia.
What, he changed his name?
Yeah, he doesn't do the naked thing anymore. He does PFG now.
What's that?
Pretty effing great.
Yeah, PFG with Scorch.
Yeah, he's in Manchester, New Hampshire, and he does a PFG TV podcast every day.
Wait, he's not even on the radio anymore?
No. He does afternoons in Manchester.
Could you get us a highlight from his podcast? Because one morning we were watching the Scorch podcast in the office.
Yeah.
They're pretty damn funny.
and I loved you in Fame.
Okay.
Get us a clip of Scorch doing his podcast.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Bruno. My son's music.
Sam, what does he talk about on his podcast?
Well, he talks about whatever, he's thinking about in the day. I think I was just looking over some stuff, and he has, like, a bunch of celebrities are turning 50, so some things you can do when you're celebrating your 50th birthday.
You want to listen to that? That could be good.
I'll listen to anything he's got to say.
All right,
You still got the wheel
You
of
can
meat.
see if it's the same stuff
wheel
you
of
did.
meat. All right, come up with some good Scorch blog material.
Push celebrities' cars down the street. Is that one of them?
All right. Colin Quinn's here. Are you promoting anything?
No.
Just good that you're out of your house. We're happy that you're out of your house.
Well, you invited me down last week, and I could tell you really Opie wanted me.
I did too.
But then when I heard you guys this morning, that just propelled me out of bed like Frankenstein.
It's obvious you live pretty close to the station, too, huh?
Yeah. I stormed down.
Oh, they're calling you Colin Jumper Cables Quinn on Pal Talk. Steve from Bayshore.
It's Opie and Anthony. Boy, we have an exciting show today. It's Opie and Anthony. In studio, Colin Quinn. He heard Anthony and Jimmy kind of taking some light shots at you. A few light blows to the head.
Right.
And then they got you out of bed, and then you said, screw this, I'm coming in to defend myself.
My eyes snapped open.
That's right. You're obsessed with trying to figure out where Anthony went this weekend. It's our new bit on Mondays because he's flying all over the place doing God knows what. Or maybe he's flying to one place. We really don't know.
No, according to Jimmy, the important part of the story is that there might be a transfer flight. A few people could have heard the crushing bore that is Jim Norton before going, I think, if you really look at some of the patterns of Delta, they have a couple of 2-hour flights.
There's a very good possibility of a layover.
Well, when figuring out where somebody went, if you have to figure out how long it took him to get there, and we know where airport he left from, so was it like a layover, a delay? You have to know. How else are you just going to guess everywhere in the world? He went somewhere.
What just happened to you right now? You're doing like you turned into a horrible character. What? It's like a modern day Peter Lorre. It's scary. He's just like, this really.
No, but
God.
I'm trying to figure out where he was. No,
I'll tell you where he was. Somewhere outside of Cleveland. Remember they arrested that Nazi prison guard, Jim
Demjanjuk.
Yeah, he probably went to one of those. All right, there you go then. He went to one of those suburban houses where Eastern Europeans have memorabilia, and he probably got a couple of shrunken heads.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer's house.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's from out that way.
Were you close to Jeffrey Dahmer's house?
Could have been.
He was in that's Milwaukee, right? Now you're not going to Milwaukee.
He only lived in one house his whole life?
I think he's taking flying lessons.
He does like to fly, and
I really do.
He has some flight simulators and stuff like that. Hey, Colin, when you were pushing Jerry's car, did the thought come into your head that you might drop dead of a heart attack as you're pushing Jerry Seinfeld's really nice Porsche?
That's the other thing I don't like is suddenly I'm the poster boy for being out of shape. I swear to God, I wish I could curse. But it's terrestrial, so I'll keep to the rules.
You did lose a little weight.
Me off.
You lost a few lbs.
I'm on my way down. Although Norton pointed out I was so happy I put this new sweater jacket, and Norton was calling me Dwight from This Boy's Life.
It's so awful. The one you're wearing right now is black and red check. It's like a table, like a picnic tablecloth. It's horrendous.
With a hood. With a hood, though.
You really think she's outdoorsy and rustic looking. You just look like someone slobbed dead. Like to smack your face. Idiot.
Were a lot of people wearing this jacket where you are?
No.
Oh, that's a good question. That one. That's a good question, Colin.
Maybe it was in the Minnesota woods hunting hamong.
Someone on Instant Feedback thinks he might be a drug mule.
No, drug mule
on the weekend.
I'm too afraid to go to jail.
Yeah, he's too delicate,
jail. Yeah.
His brother, believe me, his brother was like the Rock. I told you, his brother was like a bike. He used to beat up my cousin, poor Timmy.
Yeah.
Out there in beautiful
Elwood,
Shirley.
Wherever that was. Shirley. I don't even know.
The two families here, the Quinns and the Kumias.
We like the hack feels of a court.
Yeah, we would fight.
We don't like you guys. We don't want you guys. There's no room in Ronkonkoma for the two of us.
My brother beat up Colin's cousin.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
No, he did it regularly. He was a psychopath. Anthony was the sensitive child that didn't do drugs.
Right.
His brother down there, he smelled pot wafting into his room.
My brother's constantly smoking pot.
Anthony's with his Dungeons and Dragons set and his pots in the room.
I had microscopes and things like that, and a telescope. And
one of his brother's hot girl was like, "You want me to give this kid the experience?" Well, he won't anything. No, and he just threw the covers over his head.
My brother's like tossing.
He's like Rocky Dennison.
My brother's tossing bimbos out the window because my mother was getting home and he's smoking pot, and I'm just there with my microscope trying to smear something on a slide so I could see a cell. I should have just taken samples off Joe's mattress.
Did you just see him?
Oh, I was just such a geeky kid.
Could have seen
my brother's doing drugs.
Yeah.
My brother was like the first kid busted for smoking pot in Elwood Junior High. Ever. Ever. And it became like this big thing that when I finally went to Elwood Junior High, the teachers took me aside and were like, we want to make sure, we know about your brother and everything, and we just want to know if you're going to be like that, and we really want you not to follow in his footsteps. I'm like, okay, give me a couple of years. I won't.
Those big glasses. Anthony had those big glasses.
Yeah.
Well, Opie in high school, Opie smoked some pot, but he was also a wrestler, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was into sports and
I was-
stuff.
It was like a wrestling
I was
team.
part of 3 groups. I was part of the Burnouts, part of the Jocks, and
You could not have been part of the Burnouts with the
I
way
was
you
on the
looked.
I was on the outskirts of like 3 or 4 different.
I was
groups.
firmly entrenched in the
I wasn't
Burnouts.
part of one.
When Opie
one
was like
group.
12, he was like the Little League master. He had like a 680 batting average. 680. He was like a real. He was so good in those days that when he finally just quit early, it was still people still
Dude,
remember.
I was really good at sports growing up, but I was scared to step into the batter's box and hit a fastball, even though a fastball was 24 miles per hour
Just
at that
stop
age.
brushing your back. You just go like, oh boy, I'm gonna get hit with this thing.
I was too
Little
scared. So actually, Colin, I sucked at Little League. Thanks
Damn
for
it.
bringing it up.
Well,
I was right field guy.
Were you a wrestler?
I was a runner. I played a little lacrosse. Basketball was my big sport.
Duke lacrosse? Really?
Yeah, I really thought I was going to be in the
You
NBA.
got skills?
I got skills.
Who do you
Mad
like tonight?
skills.
Memphis or Kansas?
Honestly, I didn't follow it this year.
Who you taking?
I'm not even going to fake it.
I go with Kansas, but I'm usually wrong about
I'm
this.
going to go with Memphis. There you go.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
We got young Sam in studio. We got
Sam.
a treat for you, Colin.
It's PFG TV, which is Scorch's daily video podcast.
Me.
Well, Colin,
I like this new Sam because he reminds me of all my friends in junior high school in the 70s that had pretty good pot. You could always rely on him.
wow, Scorch got old.
Scorch got old.
Look, I'm looking at a picture of Scorch. I don't remember him.
That
looking
isn't
like that.
Scorch, is
That's
it?
Scorch. He looks like an old, Columbia professor.
What happened to Scorch?
He looks like Chong.
He's totally gray.
It's Howard Hessman.
No, that's bleach.
What?
That's bleach.
Oh, he bleaches his hair.
He bleaches his beard?
Why would he bleach his hair to make it look like he's completely gray?
He looks like Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman.
Hey, Scorch, drinking bleach.
You got me annoyed with you now. Why? I don't know.
Dahmer also lived in Beth, Ohio, which is about 30 minutes from Cleveland.
Really?
Oh,
Did he? Where else did he live?
ridiculous.
I didn't know that.
All right. Well, for you, Colin, because you're obsessed with Scorch. Why are you obsessed with Scorch? Because he does bad radio and he doesn't know it?
When I first came on this show, you guys made me laugh so hard that you were doing bits where you would just let the guy talk and you just... It just made me laugh. The idea of there was never an acknowledgement that this was horrendous. What were some obsessed with Laverne and Shirley?
What's some of his bits there, young
When you
Sam?
guys brought them to the MTV Music Awards
Yeah.
at the height of its hipness,
Yeah.
as your dates, that's still one of the funniest things ever.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I mean,
He did douche or dressing. That
that was a
class.
classic.
Douche your dressing.
Yeah, totally. Midget. Everything was just almost like a parody of a radio thing.
Yeah.
Wheel of Meat was my all-time favorite.
Wheel of Meat.
You spin it, and it lands on something, and then you have to slap the meat against the console, and then the callers have to call up and guess which meat it is.
How does he think up this stuff?
He's a genius.
Oh, he is.
He's a man ahead of his time, right, Colin?
Yes.
What other bits there,
Well,
Sam?
when he was leaving Syracuse, at the end of his run, he became obsessed with top 10 lists, and he would just make up reasons to use them. So he found this top 10 gyms list on the internet, and it's just the top 10. I think Jim Belushi was on there. Top 10 people named Jim. So he told his sidekick that the next day was the anniversary of the Jungle Gym, so he was going to do top 10 gyms. And his sidekick started coming up with all these ideas, like, why don't we send somebody to a jungle gym and make him do weird stuff or whatever? He's like, no, we're going to do this jungle gym list. And he made up the anniversary of the jungle gym.
Oh, he made up the anniversary just so he could do the top 10 gyms.
Because he just wanted to do his top 10 gyms.
Oh, how awful.
That sounds like a scandal waiting to explode.
Yeah.
He fraudulently made up the anniversary of the Jungle Gym.
Well, here you go. Here's him doing his blog.
Bleach beard.
Hey, what is going on, my PFG disciples? Scorch
What is he? What?
The PFG disciples. They're like disciples, but they're PFG.
Why does it take Colin to remind us how great this is for our show?
I love it.
To have Scorch audio on.
He's great.
Hey, what is going on, my PFG disciples? Scorch is here with the Tuesday, the April 1st edition of PFG BFGTV. I came up with a bunch of games you could play at birthday parties for people 50 and over, because a ton of celebrities are turning 50 this year. I never would have thunk it.
That squeaking in the ear in the background.
Yeah. Is that his heart monitor?
No, the whole thing is he's holding the video camera and just pointing it at himself from from an upper angle.
Yeah.
And he's going back and forth in his chair, and then his chair squeaking.
He's got a squeaky chair on his podcast. Hey.
All right.
He just looks like a psychopath.
Well, here he goes. He starts talking about the games you can play at a 50th birthday party.
Me?
Why don't we give you a bunch of games you can play at some parties of theirs? For instance, here's a great one. SAG, you're it. How about...
I get it. Oh, SAG, you're it. Oh.
Who listens to this?
A writer.
Huh?
He does these without a writer.
Who listens to the show that doesn't have like a unicorn in their car and like a Jimmy Buffett paraphernalia somewhere in there?
Why don't we give you a bunch of games you can play at some parties of theirs?
SAG, you're
For
it.
instance, here's a great one. SAG, you're it. How about pin the toupee on the bald guy? Another great game you can play at a 50 or older birthday party. Wow. 20 questions. Shout it in your ear.
Wow, is he selling these too?
I know.
He's really trying to sell them. His inflection.
I wish the best thing is you should have the camera on Norton this whole time. He's disgusted by the entire thing. And I think it's not only he doesn't think it's funny, but I think he sees his future. He'll be in some small, obscure, upstate market trying to be humorous.
But he has a pinched nerve.
My neck is very sore, Carl.
Yeah, and he's really tired. Look at his eyes.
Go to acupuncture. You want me to get behind you, give you a nice massage when the chef of the future comes in or whatever's going on lately?
No.
Dude, yes. Tom Chiasano has a great acupuncture guy close by to here.
Okay, maybe I will.
Help my neck problems.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Might be a great game to play at a 50 or older birthday party. How about you got Kick the Bucket? You've got Doc Goose you can play at a 50 or older party.
Doc.
Spin the bottle of Mylanta. It's always a fun game to play.
That was a good one.
50 or older party.
Now, does he have any idea how awful this is?
Let me tell you something. Scorch knows that he is the #1 DJ in the country.
He
I love this guy. This kid's like 19. He's an expert on Scorch.
He interned for him.
Oh, you did?
I spent a year with Scorch.
He spent a year with Scorch up there in Syracuse at the
Scorch taught
time.
me radio.
Yeah, that's great.
Scorch taught you
Do you
radio.
have any inside dope we should know about him?
This is it. This is Scorch. Off the air, he's the same guy. He's insistent that these are the greatest bits of all time. That this was going to bring Syracuse radio back to market whatever.
All right, let's one more clip of Scorch doing his blog.
Musical Recliners is a great game to play if you had a birthday party. For
That is kind of funny, instead of musical chairs.
Right.
Oh, because old people like recliners?
Yep.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
for somebody 50 or older. Hide and go pee. Now that is a great game to play.
He almost
if
made
you had
himself
a
laugh
50 or
at
older
him.
birthday party.
Almost.
And I think the best one you can play would be Red Rover. The nurse says bend over. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying. Sam's just laughing his ass off over there.
But you have to end your joke with, you know what I'm saying?
Red Rover, the nurses bend over. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But I got to tell you, folks, let's get serious a minute here. Oh, Jim's disgusted.
What's wrong, Jimmy?
What's there to say? I'm just enjoying it with the rest of you.
Jimmy, look up.
Let's play Marco Oldo.
That's pretty much that would have fit in perfectly.
It's almost like polo, but it's got older.
We love the guy, though. We can't get enough of Scorch.
No, I know.
His sidekick, Paulie in Syracuse, used to get so pissed off that Scorch insisted on doing this show because he realized that his career was in the hands of Scorch.
We met this guy when he was doing the Kingdom of Nakedness.
Yeah.
But here's
Totally Nude Radio.
What bothers me about Bobby Kelly, not to belabor the point, but is that if he was on Scorch, you'd have to tell him the show stinks, so he wouldn't know. He'd do it for like a month. Dude, yeah, I'm on Scorch today, dude. He wouldn't know.
Dude, you know what? He's not O&A, but you know what, dude? He's entertaining people. What is he supposed to be, schmarmy? Should he be schmarmy like these other guys, dude? You know what?
Your goddamn Bob Kelly impression is great.
H in smarmy that time. Dude, he shows she's so smarmy.
Smarmy.
He's entertaining.
He gets the hands going. Jimmy's impression's great.
Getting back to Scorch, Dan in Philly writes, I swear to God I saw these on a Hallmark card. Getting his bits from Hallmark.
He's going into the cards that all have 50 written on there and opening it up. So you're 50. Right. You're going to play Pin the Toupee on the Bald Guy? Happy birthday.
Rose are red, violets are blue. I'm over 50. How about you? It rhymes.
You, Rachel.
What I'm saying, all these games you can play if you're going to have a party for somebody 50 or older.
We get the bit.
If you follow my rules and follow some of these games, and you play these games, and everybody has a ball, then people are going to say to you, you know what? The parties you throw are PFG.
Wow.
Pretty effing
Great.
Great. Not even good.
God.
Great.
Oh, my God. What happened?
What do you think of that?
That's great.
I love Scorch. Everything he does is genius.
You remember any more of his bits? Douche or dressing was hilarious.
Douche or dressing.
Like, you can only play that bit one time for maybe 2 minutes.
Scorch he believed that the payoff was you have to get a listener to call in and, for instance, guess the meat. Like, Paulie would consistently come up with ideas, like any kind of stunt to do with the stunt guy there, and Scorch would always turn it down in favor of something more like Top 10 Gyms, so you could call in with your favorite person named Jim, or Wheel of Meat.
But that keeps people involved. So
Wheel of Meat.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do Wheel of Meat today.
Yeah, and then
Wheel of Meat's the greatest. That sounds
Wheel of Meat, only Scorch.
He could throw. So he throws meat. You try to guess if it's a pork chop.
we had the brain cell stimulator would come on at I think 6:45 every morning, and it would be a trivia question.
Brain cell stimulator.
Yeah, and we had 3 phone lines in the studio. So off the air, this is just a joke between us guys. When all 3 phone lines would light up, Scorch every time would go, "Ooh, ookie ookie," or "Looky looky Miss Cookie."
That's what keeps you from going crazy to Joe when you got a little inside jokes to laugh together.
Except it maybe once a week we got all 3 lines lit up.
3 lines.
So it was rare, but looky Miss Cookie.
Yeah.
He's probably put him in a good mood too. Like, yeah, right. Could be on the gas now.
You know, he just loves his life, though.
Oh,
who can fault him? He has no clue.
He is having a blast being Scorched.
Right now, he's not sitting there with a pinched nerve.
No.
Fighting with his girl.
I know.
But I came
He's probably
in
in a happy relationship, and his neck is quite fine. All the vertebrae are
Maybe
in perfect position.
Well, actually, the pinched nerve could be from fighting with your girlfriend.
Yeah, a little too
Maybe
much
you're
stress.
holding in some toxic anger.
No, it was only a very brief fight. It wasn't long.
We're not done analyzing it yet.
But you're incorrect already, so I'm not going to make your ass out of yourself.
I'll tell you, Jim swept that check last night. It was pretty expensive. We went to Red Eye Grill.
Wow.
We picked it up without hesitation.
Hey.
It was pretty expensive.
Jimmy's good like that.
That probably pinched his nerve, too. I have. That's not the point.
And I know
It's true.
times are tough, so I'll take you out.
Okay, Ralph.
It's true. I put a lot of bucks in your. And while these guys were on hiatus, I put a lot of money in your bucket.
I never denied that.
We got Scorch listeners checking in. We got to go to Paul in New Hampshire. Paul, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Hey, Scorch is unlistenable. He still does the brain cell stimulator, and all he does is basically ask questions in order for people to call in and do a show for him. I don't listen to him, but when I drive for work up here in New Hampshire, so when the afternoon drunks at BCN are out of range, I have to listen to some of the local stations. So
Right on, man. All right, thank you.
He's probably just jealous because he didn't have one of the top 10 gyms.
Let's go to Jeff in New Hampshire. Jeff.
hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey. New Hampshire's a hotbed of Opie and Anthony activity this morning.
Yes.
What's up, Jeff?
I thought you guys liked Scorch.
This is
we love Scorch.
This is what we do to the people we love. When are you guys going to figure this out? I mean, Colin's taking a beating today. That's because we love the guy.
Scorch knows we love the guy. He's just hysterical to talk about his show. I mean, Jesus Christ, we worked with the guy, hung out with him, but we know he comes up with these ideas that are a little off the wall.
Yeah.
Do the ideas PMS?
PFG.
PFG.
All right, let's go to Joe.
Get it right.
The guy is funny. He's just a little too crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
all we're trying to say.
Yeah, he goes, he doesn't know when to stop. I mean, the 50-year-old birthday party was like,
That's crazy.
slow down a little.
But it's true. People like to hear about celebrities. So that's actually a good tie-in.
Let's go to Joe in New Hampshire. Joe.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, first of all, I take offense to you calling me a Scorch listener, but
All right, what's up?
Well, the last guy was ready to fight.
Yeah.
For the last couple of years since he's been up here, every time you said, my boy Scorch, I wondered if you ever heard the guy's voice. He sounds like he's doing a drunk Colin impression.
Hey.
Be nice.
All right, punch it out.
All right, and one more, then we'll move on. Corey, New Hampshire, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I work construction up here, and we listen to 101, and they won't change the station. So every time Scorch comes on, I walk over and shut that cancer-throwing retard off the radio.
Even during Wheel of Meat?
How could you turn
off Wheel of Meat?
I'll have you know, I talk to Scorch sometimes still, and he's emailed me and told me he has the most successful show in Manchester, New Hampshire. He's told me that.
In all of Manchester?
Yes.
Wow.
All of Manchester.
Scorch is still on fire.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a quick break. Colin Quinn in studio. Hey, I just want to turn some people on to. Well, I'm going to tell Colin. I'm going to talk through you on Friday's show. Colin, we brought Big A in. You've seen Big A, right?
Of course.
We shaved his eyebrows, and on Friday we brought him in. He has really bad breath. We scraped his tongue for the first time. You
can't just glaze over it by saying he has really bad breath. It's so horrifically bad that if he's in a room, no matter the size of the room, long enough, the entire room will fill up with the odor of his mouth. It happened.
He's kind of right, Colin. I was trying to be nice. But he's kind of right. He's kind of right, Colin.
I'll describe his breath. Stephen King wrote a book about it.
Well, there's a few titles you could pick from. So we don't know how old he is. He's easily in his late 30s, I'm guessing. Ann thinks he might be in his 40s.
I don't know.
We scraped his tongue for the first time. He's never done this in his life. And what could only be described as like oyster-looking
It looked like oyster and cottage cheese mixed together.
It was coming off his tongue.
Did you hand the scrapings over to the FBI?
Well, Colin, we put it on a spoon, and we made the pretty much the entire staff, except for Anthony, smell it.
Right.
And it was not even, I'm looking at E-Rock
right now. Look at him.
E-Rock went down.
E-Rock.
Like he was punched in the face. E-Rock went down.
It completely floored E-Rock, and then we went around. The entire staff did it, and the montage video is up on YouTube. Just go to Smell Big A Tongue Scrapings, and you'll find the video. It's horrific, Colin.
I like Big A's outfit though. He's kind of rocking a Hollywood producer. He's got like the 3 days unshaven, the hair swept back, kind of a hip shirt there.
And we just kept getting more and more off his tongue. It was amazing how much we were able to get off his tongue in one session of tongue scraping.
I can't believe it. So you think that's what it was, huh?
Yeah.
Did he floss too? You ever seen that movie Kingpin when Randy Quaid flossed?
Yeah.
That's probably what it'll be like when you get Big A to floss.
Oh, Jesus. Kingpin rules. Yeah. So the video is up on YouTube. Smell Big A Tongue Scrapings.
He just made this.
Yeah, there's Young Sam puking. And Young Sam takes a lot to get a reaction out of Young Sam, but we got one on Friday. Look at him. He just keeps...
Steve kept shoving the spoon of gook under his nose.
Yeah. The best reaction, though, was E-Rock. E-Rock fell immediately like he got hit by a bullet or something. And then now we're seeing Danny, and Danny's dry heaving like a cat would dry heave. Yeah. He's just trying to get a fur ball up.
Look at Big A standing there.
Yeah, scrapings.
That is just...
Then we scraped at one point we scraped and it fell onto his shirt and we had to scrape it off his shirt because we don't want to lose any of the sampling.
Any of the goodness.
Yeah, we wanted to keep all the goodness intact. So once again, YouTube, Smell Big A Tongue Scrapings if you want to check out a pretty good video. Dr. Kaku's here early.
Oh, good.
But he's into time travel and stuff, so let him sit there. Who gives a crap?
What?
He's not going to know that he sat there for a while.
It's not like he's got a time machine with him.
It's Opie and Anthony. Stay there. Colin Quinn in studio, entertaining everybody today. It's the Opie and Anthony show. He just gave Jimmy a 10, 15-minute man-to-man back rub.
Yeah.
Man-to-man.
It was a good one, all right.
Norton's suffering from a pinched nerve.
I know.
He hasn't slept, and he just looks miserable. He looks tired and miserable. We got Dr. Kaku waiting to come on the show. We're going to have him on in a few minutes. He's got a new book out called... Is it his first book? I don't even know.
No, he's had other books.
Jimmy's obsessed
with
Dr.
He's the best-selling author of Hyperspace. It was also one of his books. Hyperspace.
Well, the new book is Physics of the Impossible.
I like how he puts theories, these scientific theories, behind some of the science fiction we've had in the past and on TV shows and stuff. It kind of puts it in perspective, you know? Like time travel, hyperspace, things like that.
Yes. Not to belabor the old image of Anthony, but can you just see him stuffing his nose in Ray Bradbury to just try to shut out the drunken brawl between his family members? I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to feel pain. I want to be in the time travel field.
I want to be able to go back in time.
Psychological time travel.
I want to go back in time.
Hey,
so Anthony, I can help my family.
Practicing the hitch in his swings. Apparently,
I hate physics.
Talking about you hitching your swing on Little League.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. I just want to yell out that I hate physics. But
me too. I failed every
But Jimmy is very interested in Dr. Kaku and his theories, and it should be some very good radio.
You can't not be interested.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to feel like I'm back in high school, like having that feel like my brain is short circuiting.
No.
I'm trying to figure out this physics crap.
How do you think Dr. Kaku would feel if he knows Jimmy's fascinated and he only took one semester at Essex Community College? Don't try to. You're trying to play catch up on your idiocy now. Please don't try it. You're like kind of naturally smart, but you're not well bred and you're not educated.
I happen to have a better grasp on theoretical physics than you think. I'm as stupid as they come.
Doesn't Colin make you feel dumb?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Because I know what I am. My limitations. I'm a creep and a kind of a half dummy who thinks he's smart.
Right about now, Dr. Kaku is thinking, where am I? What am I doing here?
I think he'll enjoy this.
Yeah, we'll have some fun.
Do you think he noticed the look of fear in Jim's eyes when Jim asked him some idiotic question? He turned him and Jim was afraid of being exposed. He's like, it's like when Vos acted with Chaz. I still miss that one.
Oh, God. Bing!
You heard it, though, right?
I heard about it.
Oh, we'll have to go get that for Colin.
So
Thank you.
Horrifically bad. I mean, you cannot get worse acting than Vos and Chaz Palminteri.
Vos's shame spiral acting technique.
Yeah. We're trying to do way too many things today, but I think we should Google bomb Big A tongue scrapings today.
All right.
Big A tongue scraping should be Google bombed today. We want to make that the number one search in America. Big A tongue scrapings. Let's Google bomb the hell out of that. Okay, really fast for Colin.
Yes.
We surprised Rich Vos.
Yeah.
Rich was talking about his acting and auditioning, and Jimmy's
Rich
like,
is a shameful,
right. And Jimmy's like, well, let's see how you would do. Like, how bad are you? And so Jimmy set up this thing where Vos would come in and read lines with Jim Norton. At the last minute, Norton leaves his microphone. The door opens up, and Chaz Palminteri walks in.
And they're reading lines from A Bronx Tale, which is Chaz's
But the beauty of this, Vos had no clue. We completely surprised him. And what you're about to hear is something we put together called A Bronkish Tale.
And when Vos thought it was me reading with him, he was nervous and in the bathroom practicing his lines. He really wanted to make an impression.
Oh, he certainly did.
Yeah. And
listen to this no emotion, just a horrible acting
and
job.
If people could see his, he's right now, Vos is dressed in like the Florida compulsive gambler, like ne'er-do-well Jewish son. The one that, the other one's a doctor in, Manhasset, and this one's down with his mother in Boca, and she's like,
You got one of those calendars, don't you? A big word per day.
What the hell was the big word, Manhasset?
No, ne'er-do-well.
Ne'er-do-well. You're using a lot of big words. I think you got one of those big word of a day calendars.
Act like this is how it is. What are you talking about?
That was Colin's apostrophe word. Once in a while, he likes a big word, and that one has an apostrophe in it.
Oh, I like it. Big words with apostrophe.
I don't like you guys trying to act like I'm secretly planning to be brilliant. It's just the way I am.
All right, here we go. Here's A Bronkish Tale, put together by Stephen Derrick.
Robert De Niro.
It's not what you say, it's what he sees.
In his directorial debut.
We can't accept that.
Starring Chaz Palminteri.
I didn't give you, I gave you his son.
And Rich Vos.
Louie, Beans, I want my money.
A Bronx Tale.
Beans, you can't dodge me forever.
Come on, what are you doing about? What are you yelling about, huh?
John, I got a problem with this guy over here. Louie Beans, this guy owes me 20, and it's been 2 weeks now, and every time he sees me, he keeps dodging me, John. Should I crack him one or what?
The struggle of an idiotic Jewish comedian stammering his way through a few lines of film dialogue with a genuine Hollywood actor.
Listen, see, sometimes violence is not the answer. Is he a good friend of yours or not?
Nah, John, I don't even like him.
Well, there's your answer right there. Look at it this way. It costs you $20 to get rid of him. He's never going to ask you for money again. He's never going to bother you again. He's out of your life for $20. Come on, you got off cheap.
You're right, John. You're always right.
A Bronx Tale.
How do you know the right answer all the time, Johnny?
Well, I try to keep my eyes and ears open all the time, and I read.
You read?
Yeah, I read. Come on, let's go to Mario's next door and get something to eat.
Is he horrendous?
Louie Beans.
He just takes all the joy out of it. It's not even like bad. It's just like, oh.
That's just it. It's not only just bad, where it's so bad.
He's so bad, like when you see the movie now, you're going to be like, why? I used to love this movie.
Yeah. I know. And then to hear Chaz Palminteri, to hear him do his lines, and it's just brilliant. And then Vos, it's this guy, Louie Beans.
Oh. It's just flat. It's devoid of emotion.
Yeah.
It's like listening to a two-dimensional being speak. He's like a cardboard cutout with like a voice just coming out of the mouth. Like the mouth doesn't move, just the lips have a hole cut in them, and sound is coming out.
And look at that piece. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we got Dr. Kaku standing by, but we got to get to the big story of the day, obviously. We got to do a little bit on this. Right to the tape here. Maybe not. Hold on.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What happened?
Try it again.
Most people knew Charlton Heston as the actor who played God's right-hand man.
Behold his mighty hands!
Known for his strong screen presence and his chiseled good looks, Heston was a natural as the handsome hero.
Yeah, the passing of Chuck Heston. Chuck Heston.
He's dead.
When
the hell did this happen?
84, I think.
Saturday.
Alzheimer's got the best of him, huh?
Yeah, he's another one that just kind of ducked out. He gave a little wave. Toodaloo, people. I'm off to Looneyville.
See him no more.
Yeah, won't see him no more. And then
they
did the same thing with Reagan.
Yeah, they all make their announcement, and then you never hear from them again.
They have this final, like, really nice speech that's put together for them, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe they could sit there and think it out. Very eloquent speech that they give when they give, Reagan was, and now I must bow out. Yeah. And, have the rest of my life sitting here with my brain shrinking into the size of a raisin. and then they leave, and you never see him again, and then you just hear they died. But in between the speech and the dying was just
horrific
catastrophe.
It was like one long Vos in Bronx Tale.
Louie Beans, damn you, Louie Beans. $20. I need my $20. They're dodging me, Lord. Why, Lord, have you forsaken me and let Louie Beans dodge me?
Wait a minute. And it's his bit about his daughters. He's dodging her.
Dodging me? Yes. Yes, he's ripping me off. Ooh. Damn you, Lord. Why did you forsake me with the disease that turned my brain into a walnut? Why? They cut out my brain, you damn dirty ape! In a hole the size of a little pin, they could extract what was left of my brain. Whoa. They did a final CAT scan. It was all skull with a little pea in the middle. Just a little pea that knew how to shoot a gun. That was all that was left was guns. I would just fire weapons around the house all the time, frightening Mrs. Heston. Was there a Mrs. Heston? Am I survived? Thank you, Dan. Yes, frightening Mrs. Heston. I forgot I have Alzheimer's.
How would you know?
That old bitch, she had a head like a Mardi Gras float. Oh, wait, I can't use the same jokes. Damn me! I used all my Alzheimer's jokes with Ronald Reagan. Me and Ronald Reagan play golf in heaven now.
Yeah?
Yes, we play one hole 18 times, but it's all different to us. That old gag, Lord! That old gag!
Is it true you're not hitting a golf ball around, you're just hitting your brain around up there?
Yes! We just hit my brain! Is that a Titleist? No, it's my medulla oblongata. I have a calendar with big words like Colin. Damn, Colin! I had the brain the size of a pinhead, and I wouldn't push Seinfeld's car. What's wrong with you? You're a celebrity. Damn you, Lord. You've forsaken me. Yes. Left me to rot in my own feces. I was such a big Hollywood star. I banged them all, too.
Yeah, you did.
All of them. I was a man's man. And in the end, it just hung there like a wet noodle. Never to be used. Like my brain. I guess God needed a gun advocate. That's what happened. That's why he took me. God loves guns. Yes, he does. I brought God an AR-15. He loves it. He shoots it at Jesus. But he doesn't mind. Jesus holds his hands up, and it's target practice.
Oh.
God hits the holes every time. What, too much?
Yeah. I got Nate in Brooklyn for you, Mr. Heston. Nate, what's up?
Hey, guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I guess now that old Chuck is gone, we're going to be able to pry his gun from his cold, dead finger.
No! From my cold, dead... Oh, I see.
You're empty-handed.
They got my gun.
You have nothing in your hand, sir.
Damn, from my cold refrigerator. I'm thirsty. Need something to drink.
1959, that distinction and the movie Ben-Hur won him the Oscar.
Who are you?
A rarity in Hollywood, his film career endured more than half a century.
Damn.
From Technicolor epics to science fiction, that granite-carved profile intimidated opponents with a glare or few choice words.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
That's when I was uptown. Okay. I have Alzheimer's. I have an excuse. Shut up. I say things that I probably shouldn't say. A cabbie grabbed me, and I told him that. Damn you! Oh, I remember doing Planet of the Apes with Cornelius and lovely Zira. I had jungle fever with Zira. I remember that. Oh, she never shaved down there. Oh, although it would look odd if she did, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
just everything else all ape-hairy. And then just walk that.
What about Nova?
Nova.
Yeah.
Nova. She was dumb as a rock, but boy, what a great lay.
Well, now
Pity I couldn't remember her in my final years. She would have been good in my spank bubble. My spank bubble was really whittled down by Alzheimer's. It was pretty much, who was left in there? Mickey Rooney. Not much pleasure out of the spank bubble being full of Mickey Rooney. And who is that other guy? See, that guy.
Edward G. Robinson.
Edward G. Robinson. Thank you, Colin.
Well, you
share a birthday with him, don't you? Yeah, see, that's an old joke. Damn you, Colin.
He was the longest-serving president of the Screen Actors
I was the
Guild.
president? Damn, why didn't I do something?
Conservative politics and fought the forces of gun control. After 4 people were killed in a school shooting in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Heston took command of the declining National Rifle Association and turned it around with what became a polarizing phrase.
From my cold, dead hands.
I cast this rifle upon the Nile. Oh, wait. No, it was a staff. Damn you! I hate being in these old movies. If I had a gun in the 10 Commandments, I'd have kicked ass. Even that stupid Planet of the Apes gun I had. I could just mow them all down. You've made an idol of gold? And then I just sort of gack. That's right. Damn you all to hell. I have a gun. That's what I wanted to do, rewrites on everything. What year is it? 25 BC? How about I fire some rounds off? I love my guns. I hope I get guns in heaven. Won't that be fun? I could just shoot at people, go right through them, it couldn't hurt anyone. From my cold pool. It's very cold, I didn't have the heater on. I have Alzheimer's. Give it up for me, please. Damn you.
Heston was used to taking a stand. In the 60s, he disagreed with segregation, supported Dr. Martin Luther King, and campaigned for civil rights.
Boy, I changed. Didn't I really spin around?
Yeah, you did.
I supported Martin Luther King. What the? Did I have Alzheimer's first, and then I lost it and got it again? What, am I crazy? Damn me!
For civil rights. In 2002, the man who had lived his whole life in front of the public told America about his private battle. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
I'm neither giving up nor giving in. I believe I'm still the fighter that Dr. King and JFK and Ronald Reagan knew. But it's a fight I must someday call a draw.
More than a draw, I think it won.
Yeah. And then finally.
In 2003, Heston was given the Medal of Freedom, America's highest civilian honor.
Charlton Heston himself has become one of the great names in film history. Charlton Heston has left his mark on our country as an artist and as a citizen.
He left a mark in his diaper.
Actor or activist, Heston loved the power he had with the crowd.
Thank you for everything, not only now, tonight, but on through all the years.
Oh, boy.
It's been a wonderful run. I'm going to miss you.
Oh, boy.
No, you won't. I was going to miss you, but I don't remember you. Damn God. After all the holy movies I've done. Oh, damn you. I spoke with the burning bush last night. Yes, my wife, Mrs. Heston, had a rash. I was speaking with it. Mrs. Heston, damn you.
Was that rash like Twatto?
It was awful. The burning bush, it turned my hair white. Oh, why would you forsake me? They cut out my brain. Oh. Yes, I certainly wish I did have a gun when Michael Moore interviewed me. All right, look, I had Alzheimer's at the time. That fat son of a bitch took advantage of me. Damn him! I hope he has the same consequence I had. An early death. Wait, how old was I?
80.
Oh, Christ.
84.
I'll take that contract.
No kidding.
That's not bad.
Are you going to be, can I talk to Anthony for a second?
Yes.
Are you going to go for the presidency of the NRA or what?
I am going for the presidency of the National Rifle Association. That's if I have time, because I'll be flying to Cleveland. I have Alzheimer's. I don't know where I'm going.
It was Cleveland. It was Cleveland.
No, I have Alzheimer's.
Cleveland. Anthony was in Cleveland this week.
I have Alzheimer's. It might have been Cleveland. It might have been Canada. It could have been Florida.
No,
or it could have been Japan.
All the little chicks with their pink.
I don't know where I was. Where was I? I have to look at my airline ticket. Pan Am, they've been out of business for years. How do I remember that? I have Alzheimer's. Damn me!
The great Chuck Heston.
Chuck Heston dead.
84 years old.
At 84. I'm sure I'll be popping into the show every so often.
I hope.
Now that I'm dead.
I hope you do.
Charlton Heston from the grave!
Warning, warning.
All right, we got to take a break.
Cold grave.
Oh, wow.
Not even cold yet.
Yeah.
From my slightly rigor mortis, still kind of warm hand.
I like when he goes, my wife, Mrs. Heston.
Mrs. Heston. I forgot her first name. Alzheimer's. How do I always remember Alzheimer's, though? I'm not even like stupid people that call it old-timers disease. Don't you hate those people? Yeah. I do. He has old-timers.
Yeah, everyone does that.
What are you, an idiot? I have it, and I know it. My wife's name was Lydia. Oh. Lydia Heston. Oh. Bye-bye, funny man.
Gutshot Drew writes, and his location is a wormhole, which is very nice. He writes, the great physicist is listening to this in the green room and is breaking out into a flop.
Oh, no. Dr. Kaku, please, I want to go back in time. I want to go back in time. Did it. That's right. Dr. Kaku made me a DeLorean, and I'm going to get in it and go back in time to the what was the dance? The fish under the sea dance?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That's what he said. I need the flux capacitor so I could go back and live my life again. Enchantment under the sea.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
When the hell did this happen?
Oh, the car wasn't totaled. Don't worry, Jimmy Olsen.
McFly.
Everything's fine. And dead girl, fat girl, sister.
Stephen S. from Bayshore writes, chucked in a grave Heston.
Yes.
I
went back in time.
Mr. Heston, I got to read the rest of Gutshot Drew's instant feedback from a wormhole. He writes, the great physicist is listening to this in the green room. He's breaking out in a flop sweat, trying to figure out how he's going to dumb down his theory for this audience.
It's going to be, if you have a ball and you roll it.
I'm into string theory. I was into it all through my battle with Alzheimer's.
All right.
Yes. I play cats in the cradle. I'd make a string and put it on my hands, and Mrs. Heston would play with me. Hold on. That was my string theory. I have Alzheimer's. I have old-timers. Don't laugh at me, damn you. I know you weren't. That's exactly the problem.
You have to pry the mic from my cold dead face.
Yeah, I think we can pry the mic away from Anthony.
Damn you, Dr. Zayas. Damn you, Dr. Zayas.
All right.
You know how happy I'd be if Bob Kelly was here when the physicist was here.
Dude! Dude, you know, the string theory, dude. Now, did the wormhole, can you go back in time, dude? Because Dane Cook said you can. Damn Dane. Damn him.
Charlton as Bobby is the greatest.
Is Bobby Heston. Look, I'm fat and stupid. I had more sense with Alzheimer's than Bobby does without it.
Dude.
Dude! Lord, dude, why have you forsaken me? Why have you forsaken my people? Lord, dude! Let my people go! Damn you! I broke my chariot, man! Hold my reins. Hold my reins, man. I have a foot thing on my foot. I heard it in the chariot race. Dude!
We have to take a break, unfortunately. Dr. Kaku is waiting in the green.
Dr. Kaku. He joined me on that flight to Planet of the Apes, I believe.
He did, huh?
Didn't he? Wasn't he there? I don't know. Dude! Yes, that was my last words to Mrs. Heston. Dude! You know, if you go through a wormhole, you come out the other side. It could be the past or the future. You never know, dude. Oh, I'm feeling nauseous. Blip, blip, blip.
Yes, Jimmy.
Dude, if I went through it, would they have to call it a pig hole?
From my cold, dead career.
All right, listen, the book is called Physics of the Impossible.
Number 12 on the bestseller list right now.
Really? That means there's a lot of intelligent people out there that do some of that reading.
Yeah,
huh, Colin? Are you going to read this book?
What's that? Yeah, why not?
All
I'll
right.
read it. Can I get a copy on the arm?
Chuck Heston, you're going to be jumping in?
Yeah, I could jump in. Yes, I'm very interested in physics.
All right. So you're not going anywhere?
Dude, no. Why would I?
We'll have more from Chuck Heston. We got Dr. Kaku next. We got Colin Quinn. You staying for the big interview with the physicists?
Yeah.
One of my favorite people. I'm very happy he's here.
Yeah.
You ride with him in an elevator. Shut up.
Oh, boy, I give him the creeps, too.
Maybe because you were 112 on the bestseller list.
Oh, that wasn't even nice.
Well, if I'd gotten a celebrity to write the forward, maybe I would have done better.
Forward written by Colin Quinn. Oh, that had to hurt.
Oh. Yeah, that didn't help sales, huh?
Now he's just saying, yeah, you're right. I suck. Opie and Anthony, lots going on. Stay there. The Opie and Anthony Show. Colin Quinn in studio. And now we welcome Dr. Kaku to the Opie and Anthony Show. I want to start by asking you how well you did on your SATs in high school.
Well, I got 800 in the SATs. And in high school, actually, I built an atom smasher. That's what got me into Harvard. I assembled 500 pounds of transformer steel, 22 miles of copper wire. I blew out every single circuit breaker in my mom's house. Every time the lights went out, my mom would shake her head and say, "Why couldn't I have a son who plays baseball? Maybe if I give him a basketball. And why can't he find a nice Japanese girl? I mean, what's wrong with my son? He built these atom smashers in the garage."
An atom smasher.
Yeah, well, it got me into Harvard, so I can't complain.
I guess not, but how do you do that? How do you just build an atom smasher?
Well,
in high school.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to devour all this stuff. Flash Gordon. I used to watch all the Flash Gordon series. Mm-hmm. But I realized very early in life I didn't have blonde hair. I didn't have muscles, and I was not going to get the girl like in Flash Gordon. But Dr. Zarkov, he fascinated me. He was the man who built starships. He was the man who built ray guns and cities in the sky. And I said to myself, that's for me.
Yeah. Wow.
See, Anthony, if your dad didn't get in the way, you could have been Dr.
I know.
Taco. You had very similar upbringings, but Anthony's father didn't want him doing any of this stuff.
I see.
Well,
he smashed his microscope and everything as a kid.
I see. Well, the fork in the road, right?
It was that fork in the road thing, and it was girls and maybe some marijuana.
Oh, no contest.
And then, science and my love of science, and boy, that was an easy crossroads. I took the evil road.
Well, so many people are interested in science. Look at the movies, right? All the Hollywood blockbusters. Mm-hmm. If you like Star Wars and Star Trek, you're going to love physics of the impossible, because I'm a Trekkie myself. Mm-hmm. And this book addresses all the things that you see in Back to the Future and the Terminator series and the Time Machine.
So people like looking at that also. They like seeing things that were made a few years back and seeing how our advancements kind of tie into shows like Star Trek, mm-hmm. where they're walking around with a tricorder and a communicator, and here we have cell phones and PDAs that are similar to what they had in the TV show.
That's right. When you watch Star Trek, it's like watching something from the 50s, because we have all that stuff now.
Yeah, it's not.
We have everything except transporters and warp drive, and we're working on those, by the way. We have cell phones already, mm-hmm. and the transporter, we can already teleport atoms now. This has made big news in the physics community. Shockwaves, we can teleport atoms. One day we will teleport Captain Kirk. There's a catch, though. There's always a catch.
Yeah, what's the catch?
The catch is you have to die going through the transporter.
You have to die.
Have to die. And, your body is reconstituted, someplace else with the same memory, the same neural circuits, the same genes. And that Captain Kirk over there says, "I'm Captain Kirk." But you just saw Captain Kirk die. And so then where did your soul go?
So is it making a copy?
It's making a copy.
Like The Prestige. Like the movie The Prestige.
Oh, yeah.
They were making copies of people, yeah.
Oh, you saw the movie Jumper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the movie Jumper. Actually, some physicists helped to consult on that movie Jumper.
Really?
Where you disappear and you reappear someplace else, except in real teleportation, you have to die to do it. It's one of the drawbacks of the program.
Boy, that is.
That'd definitely be an asterisk that would keep it from signing
it's
up.
Like, hey, you got there fast, but...
Yeah, death is definitely a downer. But there you are, someplace else. Same memory, same personality quirks, same everything. Who is the real you if you just died and there you are someplace else?
All All right, so what exactly is, like, the Hubble telescope was built to see the beginning of time.
That's
and
right.
It's gotten relatively close, but, like, there's something in the way and it can't see the actual, they want to see, like, the explosion, the beginning of it all.
Well, we have baby pictures of the Big Bang now. The explosion itself, we photographed it. Go to the website, nasa.gov, type WMAP, that's the name of the satellite, and we have baby pictures of the explosion. It really looks like an explosion. It's in the microwave region. We can't see the instant, however, of the explosion itself. However, the next generation of space satellites should be able to give us the instant of creation itself, and that's going to be great. We're going to see the universe come out of the womb, and maybe an umbilical cord connecting our infant universe to a parent universe, a parallel universe.
It's so hard to wrap your mind around what was there before the Big Bang, because there had to be something.
Yeah, well, we think we know what happened before the beginning. The new picture is a bubble bath. Next time you take a bubble bath, each bubble represents a baby universe. We live on the skin of the bubble, just like flies trapped on fly paper. We can't escape. But there are other universes out there. This is called the multiverse idea.
You're freaking me out now.
Yeah,
man.
and believe it or not, in one of these universes, Elvis Presley could still be alive. I mean, blows the mind, right?
Is he healthier, or is he like still shaped like Colin? At the end of the night? See how that hurts Colin when they start poking fun in the middle of a physics discussion?
Yeah, in a parallel universe.
Oh, no, Jim, I don't think you really wanted to get me into this, because I wrote down a few of your lines you said to the doctor before you got on the
they were
air.
having a little small chat before we got back with the show, and Colin was...
Jim, if you could have seen, folks,
observing,
the phoniness.
Yeah.
Norton leaning in the doctor with a bewildered look on his face going, what? I guess this guy's like a fan. Norton starts trying to talk. Here's what he said. Your book's doing well, though, for a science book to be in the top because you're competition.
No, what I was saying was...
that's a direct quote.
No, you
for
missed...
a science book to be in the top because you're competition.
You took me out of context. That makes me sound like a fool. I was saying is that the book is now number 12 on the bestseller list.
I know.
Which is amazing, because you're competing with a lot of non-science books, and for a scientific book...
Right, that guys like you, but you kind of the way you were saying it, the tone, non-science books that guys like us wouldn't sully our hands with, Doctor. I mean, 9 science books. Why do you say like your idiotic book? Admit to him that's who he's competing against.
There's just a lot of people out there have watched The Terminator. They've watched Back to the Future, and they wonder what happens if you go backwards in time.
Right.
Meet your teenage mother before you're born, and she falls in love with you, right? Well, you're in deep doo-doo if that happens.
Well, yeah.
But a lot of people wonder about these things, and that's why the book is up there on the bestseller list.
It's now you believe that time travel is possible.
That's right. No, Stephen Hawking, my friend, used to say it is not possible. 10 years ago, he gave up. He said it is possible. Not practical. We can't build a machine anytime soon. But hey, there's no law of physics preventing us from creating a wormhole, mentioned earlier, such that, like Alice going through the looking glass, that's a wormhole, going back and seeing your parents before you're born.
Isn't there that, see, the whole paradox thing, when that comes into play, just ruins the whole time travel thing. Going into the past, if you meet yourself, you would have had a recollection of doing so before you travel through time.
It's even worse than this. Think of, for example, a woman time travel scientist who builds a time machine. Eventually, she wants to become a man, so she changes her sex to a man, goes backwards in time, meets herself, makes love to herself, has a baby. That baby's mother and father is herself.
The same person.
Can you imagine being your own mother and father? I mean, it boggles the imagination. But this is what we physicists have to deal with. If time travel is possible, you could be your own mother, father, son, and daughter. Figure that one out.
And then what, that is a little odd. Would it be possible
this guy smokes
to
pot.
go back and kill yourself? But if you did that, you wouldn't be able to grow to the point where you can then time travel, so you wouldn't be able to have killed yourself. Yeah. See, it's just too many really odd things that could happen.
But you missed something. You see, Einstein says that time is a river, and we measure it with our GPS system every day. You cannot use GPS without assuming that time is a river. But the river of time can have whirlpools in the river of time. And then you can even have forks in the river of time. Now, if that's true, and the river of time forks into two rivers, and you went back and killed yourself before you killed your parents before you're born, you kill somebody else's parents before you're born.
Oh.
You've entered a parallel universe.
I like that. So it's like future Biff having the big casino hotel.
That's right.
And they had to go back all the way and fix it from the beginning. They couldn't fix it with future Biff because it was a different fork in there.
We have a physicist here.
Yeah, no, we have a moron that's watched Back to the Future 18,000 times.
Hey, who's texting you? Are you texting abroad as you do the big interview with us today,
I just
Dr.
would hope
Kako?
that it's like the biggest dummy on there. Just, hey, I got a question for you. I'm lost.
It's probably Stephen Hawking. Don't mention my name to these idiots. All right, so now I understand the River of Time thing, but like, a lot of people probably don't.
Why are you pointing at Colin as you say that, Jimmy?
I'm not just gesturing to Colin, I'm just gesturing in general. So I was wondering if you could more carefully explain what the River of Time means, because I don't want to seem like I'm ignorant, but for the listeners.
No, like you said, more. What he said, more carefully explain.
More carefully explain. Think of it this way. Newton thought that time was like an arrow. Time never goes backwards, always goes forward, and a second on the Earth is a second on Mars. However, Einstein comes along and says, not so fast. Time is a river which meanders its way around the universe. Time beats faster on the moon than it does on the Earth. Time beats slower for the GPS system than on the Earth, and the Pentagon cannot fight wars with the GPS system unless you put in the fact that time slows down in outer space.
But a river doesn't go backwards.
But that's the new wrinkle. If you have enough energy, we now believe that the river of time can go backwards on itself. This is causing all the excitement. This is called closed time-like loops. Go to the physics literature, type in closed time-like loops.
Doctor, with all due respect, what excitement?
Among the people who are working on about 100 of us. There are about 100 of us on the planet Earth out of 6 billion people who understand Einstein's equations and work with this, play with this, and we do study Back to the Future. We do study these paradoxes.
You, by the way.
Can I say how happy I am, by the way, that when you said but the river doesn't go backwards, he was so ready. Every blithering idiot he's talked to has said that, and he had an answer for it.
I'm the only one that actually thought to ask that question, stupid. You just sat there like this.
Because I assumed...
Shut up.
I assumed the river would go backwards. I don't need to
He was
ask.
happy to have a debate, a spirited debate with a peer.
Called me a physicist, by the way, because I watch Back to the Future. Yeah. Do you guys really sit around and watch a lot of these shows and movies?
That's right, we do, because we have to tease apart the paradoxes. Given a paradox, we have to figure our way out of that paradox, or else the theory doesn't make any sense. You can't publish the paper if there's a paradox in your work. So we have to look at the question, what happens if you killed your parents before you're born? This is something that we have to address.
They would make a pretty much at that moment, a fork would be made.
That's right.
Where you would still exist, but in a different...
time stream.
Yeah, time
That's
stream.
Right. You've hopped time streams. So
right.
If you go back and save Abraham Lincoln, you've saved somebody else's Abraham Lincoln from being assassinated at the Ford Theater. Your Abraham Lincoln died 150 years ago.
Well, we do it a little earlier.
So if you go backwards in time and meet Hitler's mother, you can prevent World War II from taking place in that universe, but it's not your universe. A parallel universe has opened up.
So you could screw up other people's universes.
That's right.
But they don't know you're screwing it up. Like somebody theoretically could have screwed up our whole timeline, but we wouldn't know it because it's just history to us. It's just the way things went.
Yeah, you know that TV series Sliders, when they slide between you? And the very first episode of Sliders, there's a boy reading a book that starts the whole series. That's my book, Hyperspace. My book, Hyperspace spawned a TV series called Sliders, where you slide between parallel universes and monkey with other people's pasts.
And to them, they don't notice because it's just their past.
That's right. You got it. That's
somebody could have screwed with my past.
He's got it.
Yeah. See,
but Doctor,
I'm a smart guy.
Just as important, when you going back to the Big Bang Theory, at what stage of human development did this kind of tadpole look?
As he points at Jim Norton.
Of course he does.
Yeah. I don't even think he needed to explain where. Like everyone knew where he pointed. He couldn't have pointed anywhere else. He certainly wasn't going to point at himself.
I wish I had an Adam Smasher to smash your face in right now.
This just goes to prove there's
you don't have a fat smasher.
This just goes to prove that there's no intelligent life on the Earth.
Yes. See?
Doctor, I resent that, actually. I really don't
Does it suck to live among...
I'm a fellow guest at a pier in the physical world.
Does it suck to live among dummies, Dr. Kaku? Like, you can't just walk around and discuss this stuff with anybody. Seriously.
Hey, I have to be able to address people's concerns. Because, look, I was a kid, too. I mean, I watched Flash Gordon, Star Trek, and Star Wars as a kid.
Yeah.
I wondered, these are the exact same questions I asked myself when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can answer these things. Because, now I can work completing Einstein's unfinished manuscripts, right? We can now go beyond Einstein. So I can answer the questions that I would have liked to have answered if I was a kid.
What type of technology would we need to time travel? There's been so many different versions of a time machine, but as far as you're concerned, what type of actual machinery would be needed?
Okay, you'd need the energy of a star. I mean, a DeLorean can't do it. You're not going to be able to get into a DeLorean and meet your parents before you're born. We're talking about bending time into knots, which means a power of a black hole, a power of a star. You would have to be what is called a Type 3 civilization, a galactic civilization. Now, we are a Type 0 civilization.
Oh, boy.
We're not even on the radar screen.
We got to level up. Jesus.
A Type 1 civilization would be planetary, like Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. A Type 2 civilization would be stellar, like the Federation of Planets. Mm-hmm. But you would have to be Type 3, galactic, to have the power to bend time into a pretzel. And so, however, one day, if somebody knocks on your door and claims to be your great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, don't slam the door.
You just don't know.
You just don't know. Maybe
invite her in and give her a roofie.
Maybe your descendant wants to go backwards in time to meet her illustrious ancestor.
Now,
I don't know why.
Wouldn't a black hole? They're pretty devastating things. I mean, just crushing anything. Even stars into the size of a walnut.
That's the old picture. We see these black holes in outer space, a few thousand of them, and they're spinning. They're spinning very rapidly, and we think they don't collapse to a point, they collapse to a ring. And if you fall through the ring of the center of a black hole, it's like going through the looking glass of Alice. Alice's looking glass is the ring at the center of a black hole, where gravity is finite. That's the loophole that Einstein missed. Einstein thought that a black hole collapses to a dot, in which case you die.
You just accelerate into the middle of it and squish.
Right, but we see these things in outer space. They're all spinning rapidly. We photographed them, a few thousand of them, and they collapse to a ring, we think. Falling through the ring is falling through the looking glass.
You're trashing Einstein, though.
Well, he didn't go far enough.
He didn't have computers.
Didn't have a comb either.
Hey, Dr. Kaku, is there other civilizations out there? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, we think so. And then the question is, how come they don't talk to us and meet us, right?
Right.
Well, if you go down a country road and see an anthill, do you go down to the ants and say, I bring you trinkets, I bring you beads, I give you nuclear energy?
That's some perspective on things right there.
So take me to your ant queen. Or do you simply step on a few of them?
Yeah. Oh,
now
we're here to be stepped on.
Now you know why they don't visit us.
So you have no doubt there's other civilizations out there?
Oh, yeah, they're out there, definitely.
And do you think the aliens come and visit us at all? Or check us out, or they could care less?
Well, they're probably on the moon. If you saw the movie 2001, the most likely visitation site is the moon. They would land and leave a robot probe, basically a machine that would wait for us to become Type 1, where we become interesting. And 2001, we thought we would be a Type 1 planetary civilization with moonships. Another 100 years will do that. So on our moon is the most likely site for a previous visitation of an alien civilization. And we're too stupid to even know that because we're not even on the moon yet. So, so I think previous visitations are definitely possible. We physicists think the moon is the most likely site of a previous ancient visitation by a passing Type 3 galactic civilization.
Very interesting. Listen, we got to take a break. We're really late. We're going to continue with Dr. Kaku. The book is called Physics of the Impossible. What's the book about again for the people out there? The title isn't doing it justice, really.
Well, it's about everyone who's wondered about phasers and force fields and ray guns and invisibility and teleportation, which we physicists say is impossible today, but possible in the near future.
Very good. We're going to go to the phones next. It's Opie and Anthony. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. We got Dr. Kaku in studio. Physics of the Impossible is the name of your book, sir. I got a question really fast. When I was a kid and I started thinking about the universe and learning about the universe, it scared the crap out of me to the point I couldn't sleep at night. Just how vast and large it was. Does the universe scare you?
No, it doesn't scare me because we now realize that when we look in outer space, we don't see much intelligence. Intelligence is very rare. The very fact that we have intelligence on the Earth means it's precious. Your brain, believe it or not, sitting on your shoulders is the most complex object known to science out to 24 trillion miles, out to the nearest star. So the fact that we have life, we have intelligent life, is incredible because we don't see much out there.
Right.
And for that means that it's very precious. And so instead of being depressed about it, I feel very optimistic and enthralled that here we are, the only intelligence out to 24 trillion miles of the Earth.
It's that whole thing of we can't really comprehend infinity that
creeps everybody
out. Because you can't wrap your mind around something that's never ending.
Yeah, Douglas Adams, the humorist, the science fiction writer, once had a machine that is guaranteed to drive any sane man totally insane. It's a box. You look at a picture. The picture is a picture of the entire universe with an arrow saying, "You are here." Guaranteed to drive any sane person totally insane. The universe is very big, but like I said, intelligence is very rare. We see no evidence.
Believe me, you should see our listeners.
I think we got one.
We see no evidence of intelligent life in our solar system, and you have to go to the nearest star, Alpha Centauri, before there's a possibility of intelligent life.
What about... How many, was that, like 4-point-something light years?
Yeah, that's right, 4 light years.
Look at that, Jimmy. What about...
you got a gig there?
Yeah.
What about God, sir?
How far is that door to door, Jimmy?
Well, we have Charlton Heston here.
Damn.
Inside track. No, Einstein thought there were 2 types of God. First is the God of prayer and intervention, the God that parts the waters, the God that walks on water. He didn't necessarily believe in the God of intervention. He believed in a different kind of God. He believed in the God of Spinoza, the God of Leibniz, the God of harmony, beauty, elegance, simplicity, the lawgiver. That's the God that Einstein believed in, that the universe is too gorgeous, too beautiful to have been a random, chaotic event. So there had to be laws, there had to be simplicity and beauty, and that's what guides theoretical physicists. What guides us is beauty and simplicity in our equations.
But who created God then?
Well, we think that there is a multiverse of universes, that our universe was born perhaps budding off a parent universe, like soap bubbles budding off other soap bubbles, and we think that's eternal. This is called eternal inflation, and one of my friends that may actually win the Nobel Prize for coming up with this picture, it fits all the data from the satellites. Eternal inflation, universes budding off and sprouting from other universes all the time.
You got a friend that's going to win the Nobel Peace Prize, and we got a friend that has a CD coming out tomorrow. So we're very...
Bobby Kelly.
You deal with planets, and our friend has small comedians orbiting around him.
Yeah. We're in different places, sir.
I have a question, too. Something, like they talk about the dark matter in the universe.
That's right.
We really don't know what makes up, 80% of the universe? We have no idea what it is.
That's right. Dark energy makes up 73%. Dark matter makes up 23%. And atoms only make up 4% of the universe. And we hope to produce dark matter in Geneva, Switzerland in 2 months. You probably saw the headlines in the New York Times. The atom smasher will heat up the Earth.
Or on a placemat for Opie.
New York Times.
Which one is that?
Anyway,
is that the big paper that weighs a lot?
Anyway, the atom smasher we're debuting in 2 months is not going to eat up the Earth, contrary to popular myth. We're not going to destroy the planet. We're not going to create a black hole that's going to eat up the Earth in Geneva.
But how do you know for sure?
People get very worried about
because
that.
They're taking a bit of a chance, I'm thinking.
No, because
you guys are bored.
These are microscopic subatomic black holes. You couldn't even light up a light bulb with these things. And so there's no danger. But we hope to produce dark matter with the atom smasher, starting this summer.
So it's energy. Is it like a physical thing, like a ball you can hold, or is it just an energy?
It's invisible energy. And it's predicted by string theory. String theory predicts dark matter, and string theory is what I do for a living. It's my day job. And string theory, we hope, will allow us to, quote, read the mind of God. This, we think, is the ultimate theory. Wow. The final theory, the theory of everything that eluded Einstein for the last 30 years of his life, and we think we have it.
One of you guys are going to just do an oopsie and destroy the Earth. You know that, right?
Whoops.
There's going to be some kind of oopsie, and we're all done.
The big difference between the doctor and the rest of us, if I had your brain power at that age, instead of an atom smasher, I would have found a way to look through girls' clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
X-ray specs.
Yes.
On the back of the magazine.
Right. Hey, you've been in an elevator with Jimmy, you know that. And he's been talking about you for years on this program, and all he wants is some kind of recognition the next time you see him. That's all he's asking for.
Just a hello.
Just a little hello, a little nod.
Next time he asks you a question, remember, the inside of his brain looks like that picture.
What picture you showing?
Two ultimate fighters just kicking each other in the face.
Anthony and I had a debate one time about gravity.
Gravity, yes.
Which I was wrong
it's
about.
everywhere.
And about what made if a planet has to spin. I thought a planet had to spin.
No, and I said it was mass. Of course, things that have more mass have more gravity, and Jimmy wouldn't listen to me. He thought it was the spinning motion that made gravity. I'm like, no.
Well, you were right, and I
of course I was.
Dr. Cock on an elevator, and I asked him about that. And the look he gave me, you would think I would just said, "Hey, can I have a hug?" I know we don't know each other, but he did explain it. And it turns out.
Hey, let's go to the phones. We got Kevin in Jersey. Kevin, what's up? We're talking to.
He probably would have liked to have seen gravity in action by you plummeting in the elevator.
We're talking to Dr. Kaku. His book's called Physics of the Impossible. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the good doctor could comment on some of the physics theories related to Lost.
You ever watch Lost?
No, but I understand that they have a time travel episode, right?
Yeah, there's some kind of
into a vortex and goes backwards in time. Well, like I said, we think that it is possible to go backwards in time. The catch is you have to be a very advanced civilization to do that, capable of manipulating stars, manipulating black holes.
So you got to take your starship and whip it around the sun. And then you got to slow down real quick, and then you got to bring some whales back with you. And
like in Star Trek 4,
of course. They always use that one as a cop-out when they had to go back in time. Yeah. It's like, why not just solve every problem that way, Kirk?
Yeah.
It's like, we got to fight? Nah, let's just swing around the sun, and we'll get these Klingons when they're kids.
Yeah. Or Superman 1, at the end of the movie, Superman goes around the Earth, and Lois Lane comes back.
Yeah.
That was really depressing, bringing back Lois Lane.
Yeah, believe me, I'm sure it was for him, too.
I thought they finally got rid of that character when she died in Superman 1. Oh, no, Superman has to bring her back.
Well, she was terrible.
That's what happened to Margot Kidder. She wound up naked, crawling behind bushes a few years later. What a psycho she was. What a loon.
Yeah, but you
can like Blade Runner.
Yeah, well, anyway, you cannot go backwards in time by whipping around the sun. You can't do that.
No, huh?
But a wormhole is conceivable. I mean, all the equations work. Everything seems to work with wormholes, but not winging around the sun and breaking the light barrier.
Now, is it because of the acceleration? Is it...
You can't go faster than light. That's the problem.
That seems to be the rule of thumb there.
Why, though? Why?
Well, we don't know, but, the Atom Smasher were debuting in 2 months outside Geneva, Switzerland. The particles there go 99.9999999% the speed of light, but they can't make it. They can't break the light barrier. That's an iron law from Einstein, and he's right every single time. The fact that we have hydrogen bombs, the fact that we have the sun bursting in energy is a consequence of the fact you cannot go faster than the speed of light.
Can you use lasers and break into an underground vault and steal millions of dollars?
Well, in principle, yeah, you can build a laser.
Of course, you're going to be in Geneva. They got all those big underground banks. Yeah, really do some damage over there. I guess
another way to do it is with invisibility. Invisibility is the way to rob a bank, right?
That's right. One of those little so I can sneak in girls' lockers. Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, that too. But we're closing in on invisibility really fast. Proof of principle was demonstrated 2 years ago at Duke University. We can make objects invisible in the future. So
now, is this by bending light?
That's right. You wrap light around an object, so it reforms like a river going around a boulder, and an object becomes invisible. So I write about it in my book, Physics of the Impossible, that the proof of principle was demonstrated. And, of course, the Pentagon is funding it.
It's almost like the Philadelphia experiment that they say never happened.
The Pentagon is not stupid. They know the advantages of an invisible soldier, and they're pouring big bucks now into invisibility research.
You could go up behind the enemy and poke him in the back and go, ha-ha.
That's right.
Ha-ha.
And the bank robbing thing would never work, though, because you'd be invisible, but they'd just see the bags of money floating out so they'd know where you were.
Good point.
Aha, flaw.
But then watching people nude would work.
Now, that's a hell of a power source to bend light. Doesn't seem very portable.
Well, with a new substance called metamaterials, light bends all by itself. This has shocked everybody. You know,
really?
I used to teach in my physics course that invisibility is impossible. Light cannot wrap around an object and reform at the other end. Well, I was wrong, and every single physics textbook on the planet Earth is wrong. Light, in fact, can bend around an object like water around a boulder, reform at the other end effortlessly without energy, and make an object invisible.
Can you do that for us now?
You know, I've always had a question that's boggled me for a bit. If you're in a room with mirrored walls and you light up a laser and then shut it off, why doesn't the laser, much like a bullet, just continue to bounce off of the mirrors and ricochet once the power source is cut off? What happens to the beam that has already left the laser source?
The reason is every time it hits a mirror, you lose about 0.1%, 0.5% of the energy. So after 100 reflections, you've lost considerable amount of power.
But in essence, then, there is a small moment where when you do shut the power, that beam is
That's right.
bouncing. It's just happening so quickly. It's dissipating so quickly that you can't
see it, right? But yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, you have two mirrors back to back. You see an infinite sequence of yourself as light goes back and forth, right?
And that's how Anthony solved the mystery of the timings at the Comac motor lodge.
The mirror room, of course.
Yeah, the answer.
It wasn't a laser firing off either. I tell you, my friend.
Wait, and how big was the object you made invisible? How big was the object that you made light go around?
The object that was invisible is about 2 inches. It was made invisible under microwave radiation, like what you have in your oven. However, visible light was now shown to bend in the same way just a few months ago at Caltech and also in Germany. So this is rocking the world of physics. We can now conceive of Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, which we once thought violated the laws of physics. But proof of principle has been demonstrated now.
Wow. You know what you're like every question you want to ask for science that you think of, you just like, okay, what about this?
I know, it's like, hey.
Did you guys crack homophobic jokes when Lance Bass went up in that rocket? Behind his back.
Colin just,
hey, I like it though. What's the coolest trick you could do?
The coolest trick?
You're a magician?
Yeah. Well, he's one of the greatest minds in the world. He must have some neat bar tricks.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we like to read people's minds. The magic tricks for telepathy, we understand. However, we think that real telepathy is also possible, not just the tricks that we sometimes amaze our friends with. At Brown University, they took a stroke victim who was paralyzed, put a chip in this paralyzed person's brain, connected the chip to a laptop, and in 3 hours...
Bob Kelly.
In 3 hours, the guy is playing video games, reading email. He's totally paralyzed.
And doing lines with Chaz Palminteri.
You can send email. And in the future,
really,
this is with stroke victims. In the future, even normal people will have a chip in their brain.
Sure.
And you'll surf the web by thinking about it. Just by thinking, you'll be able to access the entire internet. And this is coming. Proof of principle was demonstrated 2 years ago at Brown University. Direct interface now between the brain and a machine. First time in history. Not the quacks that are out there, but real interface between a human being and a laptop computer.
It's always been a goal, I guess, to take that little bit of energy that the brain transmits out there and kind of harness it. And I know when I'd always try that. Me and my brother or sisters sit around, try to read each other's mind. It just never would pan out. Or try to move something with just brain power. Yeah. And it's very frustrating. Little matchstick and nothing. Can't do it.
And it's also possible in another way. We can MRI scan the brain, and when you tell a lie, it takes more energy than to tell the truth. Because to tell a lie, you have to know the truth, the cover-up, and the consequence of the cover-up. Well, that takes a lot of energy that can be picked up with an MRI brain scan. With 98% accuracy.
That'll scare Steve.
What?
Yes, I'm straight.
I love women.
Doctor, could you use some of those laser powers to fling this bad grout work body around the room next time you come in.
And, for the
push him
record,
against the wall.
Colin is pointing across the room at either me or Eric. I can't decide who it is.
Well, at our university, we have a trillion-watt lasers. We have lasers. Trillion-watt lasers. Yeah, we can build those things, plow right through a concrete.
Yeah, that'll get a little hot.
Wow. But could you fling him? Could you bring him as an experiment for everybody? Just throw him around the room and smash him against the wall?
Well, if we did that, he'd be toast. Literally toast. We can do that in the laboratory now. However, people ask about ray guns, right? Then why can't you build a portable ray gun? The problem is a portable power pack.
Right.
You can build the laser beam, but you have to have a nuclear power plant behind you to do this. And you can't enter a firefight in Star Wars with a nuclear power plant on your back.
No,
but
you got to make that smaller.
Pack, yeah, that's the problem with ray guns.
Hey,
otherwise, we could do it.
I got one question. What happens to you when you die?
Well, we don't know. That's one of these great eternal questions. However, most of my friends would essentially say that when you die, your memory circuits, just like your CD-ROM, just like your hard drive, goes on the blink.
Oh.
What happens to a computer when the hard drive goes out,
When you don't have any, means of storage, what happens what happens?
However, I like to give me a however.
Okay.
Give me a however. I need a good however right about now.
Okay. However, there are two ways of attaining immortality. Okay. Two ways. One, we've now isolated many of the genes for the aging process. SIR2, age 1, age 2. Many of the genes controlling the aging process have now been unraveled, and we can double the lifespan of almost any animal that you see in the animal kingdom. Second of all, my friends who work in artificial intelligence tell me that our descendants, maybe 100 years from now, may have an option, two options. One, get old, decrepit, decay, and die. The other option is one day merging with our creations and waking up with the power of a Superman, with the body of a cyborg, genetically enhanced, and living forever with superhuman powers.
Know what sucks about that? We're falling just short of all that technology. That really
we'll be the last generation that gets to just drop dead.
Right. We're going to fall just short after all this time.
Great.
Yeah. Well, we have to go. We could talk to you all morning, man.
We have to plug the book, too. Dr. Michio Kaku, Physics of the Impossible. It's number 12 on the bestseller list. And there are a bunch of other books you have out, too. Hyperspace, Beyond Einstein, and a couple more I can't remember. Parallel Worlds.
And my website, mkaku.org, mkaku.org.
And you give some great talks I saw, like where you sit and just explain into a camera a lot of these things about black holes and wormholes. Can they get all that on your website?
Yeah, a lot of that's on the website. And tonight I'll be doing a live chat at 9 o'clock on my website. Any and all questions, live chat tonight. You can interact with me directly rather than having to go through the radio tonight, 9 o'clock.
Be idiot children like we are and just ask them the questions about science that you've always wanted to know in physics.
mkaku, KAKU.org, and also your same name on MySpace?
That's right. And also check out, YouTube and things like that. I'm there as well.
Match.com?
No, not there yet.
A guy like this,
physicist looking for.
A guy like this should have the most friends ever on MySpace. Wouldn't you want him as a friend? Just to make you feel a little better?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be able to
comfort you.
I wouldn't be able to understand his email blasts. Subsequently, we shall have.
All right, we have to get out of here. We're heading over to XM Satellite Radio. Dr. Kaku, it's a pleasure.
Thank
you, sir.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
He was was woken up by our insults and decided to come on down and defend himself today, and he gave us great energy. I appreciate that, Colin. Before we go back to beating you up, I just want to say you gave us great energy this morning.
I don't want to get beat up by your partner, Phil Spector, over here.
Phil Spector. Yeah, he's walking around with guns now.
Well, I'm just saying.
Now he could officially carry.
I'm just saying, it's a good feeling to be able to walk around my house with a gun on me. Yeah. You know, I've been a strong advocate of my Second Amendment right to bear arms, and I go out and I buy rifles. And I bought my FS2000, which is a very it's like a very little bullpup, they call it, very small carbine.
What do you mean? It's and is it automatic?
Semi-auto, yeah, 223. Nice. Yeah. Pop, good gun. But I finally got my pistol permit,
Oh, a carry permit or just pistol
Yes,
permit?
my carry permit.
That's kind of amazing. So you can bring it in the car and
It's
stuff?
great. I love being armed.
But let me explain something. When you say, let me clarify. Carry permit, you mean you can carry it on you now, like, for example?
Not in New York City.
All right, so in Long Island.
You gotta get, I'm working on that.
How about your car?
I gotta get, yes.
Nice.
It says on it. I'll show you. If anyone,
I thought it was going to break out the...
If anyone rips this up, I'll kill him, by the way. See? It says... See. I'll hold it. See? It says right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
It really is nice. It's so great. I really do love the carry permit. If you people can see his picture.
Oh, I know.
The one guy, it looks like a joke. Oh, yeah, this guy would never get a carry permit.
Out of here. Hey, come on, that's a great picture of me.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move on, I got to acknowledge something here. Anyone else think that Dr. Kaku's full of shit?
What?
Full of Kaku?
Yeah, I'm going to start making up stuff, and I'm going to start writing books because no one can prove my stuff isn't real or not.
Not true. No. It's all based in mathematics and stuff like that.
Oh my God! And brain
I believe you had a
trust.
perfect explanation from Norton. It's all based in mathematics and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, they do.
It's a bunch
you're
of
dumb.
It's intelligent guys that you can't even comprehend, sitting there trading ideologies based on science.
That's true, but you have to admit what Opie's saying is that until we have one bit of empirical truth, it's hard to believe this stuff.
Thank you. Thank you, Colin. You can't bend light.
Do you understand? How do you know?
I'm coming up with my own stuff.
How do you know you can't bend light?
Because I did an experiment at my house. I took a flashlight.
That's right.
They have bent light.
Garbage can in front of it.
They've shown light being bent by the gravity of planetary and
I think
suns.
Opie and me both get a little suspicious when he started trashing Einstein.
Yeah, I was pissed off about that.
Trashing Einstein?
You know what it was?
Did. Einstein had a pencil and a piece of paper. He didn't have computers.
Jimmy, that did get me a little bit where his next book is Einstein, that douche.
Right. I don't like this man, Einstein. Bad George man.
When he referred to Einstein as the messy Jew, he was just being silly. No, he was just saying that Einstein for 30 years struggled with one thing that he picked up on. That's all. He was just saying that he picked up where Einstein left off.
Exactly.
How great is it? He's one of the smartest guys in the world.
For real.
And he's online trolling for broads.
What?
Yeah, he said he's going to be doing a chat later on.
It's not like pal talk. He's not on there like
that's his excuse.
looking at girls wowing.
That's his excuse.
We got to give him a Saturday Night Virus show. I'm sure that would be very interesting.
No, it's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Jimmy, you getting any? How do you open this thing?
Oh God! Don't get it all over.
How do you open this up?
I don't know.
They're making a horrible smell. We're smelling your stupid medicated
My feet are
pants.
immaculate.
Yeah,
Why do they smell?
They don't smell. My feet don't.
Now your feet this
Oh,
thing.
that's gonna go all over the place.
Medication smells. I'm saying.
We're rubbing these.
Opie used that cheese grater foot
cheese
thing.
grater
The
egg.
I feel like we're in a hospital.
The pet egg.
Yeah.
And I've seen it on infomercials where they just sandpaper their feet and the dry skin flakes
I'd like to
go
do
into
the other
a
thing
canister.
instead. If you give me one of
But
those
how do you
things,
open it up?
I don't know.
You know those things we put on the bottom of your foot, the Japanese thing, and it gets all the things out when you sleep.
Huh?
Jimmy, how do you open this up?
I don't know. I'll be
Leeches? What are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
You know the thing
Hey,
is
you
like
want
a
some?
pad.
Hey, you want some fucking foot skin dumped on you?
God!
How did you open yours up?
You do it from the egg tip,
What do you mean?
from the front. You peel it back from the front.
Peel it back like this?
Make Norton wear that suit like Hillary.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, you wear a Hillary Clinton suit every day?
Opie just asked.
my God! Look at this!
No.
What is it? Big A's ton scraping.
Here, look.
That's a bunch of powder? Yeah! God damn it!
What, it's used already?
Oh,
Let's give
it's
Dave,
like white powder, but it came off of your foot.
How much would Dave want to
It
eat?
looks like something you would have.
he'd eat it.
It looks like something you would have snorted.
Snort
back in the day.
it, man. Cut up some lines and snort your own foot scrapings.
That all came off one foot. That's pretty impressive.
Disgusting.
Now what though? What does that mean?
It means that your calluses are a little better on your foot. You know, you gotta scrape them to keep your feet.
It's a crock of shit.
No,
Who
it's good.
gives a crap?
I don't know much, but I call this bad radio.
Why? The listeners will love the fact that we're scraping our feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, they don't.
I know that's stupid. It was sarcasm.
Oh.
You wear shoes and socks. You bathe every day. You take a shower. And you don't have to worry about it.
Jimmy, how many?
Aquaman at New York Hotspots.
How much you got?
I don't know, just a little bit.
I'm gonna do this until it gets down to the level where it hurts.
You're gonna sand it down to the muscle.
Yeah, until I hit bone. I want fucking skeleton feet.
Bone scrapings. Great.
All right.
I think Colin's right now.
I'm totally right, of course.
He's the Dr. Kako of bad radio. He knows it. It's not a theory either.
You guys just got to look at the paper. That's what the great stories are. Look at the top movies. 21, Leathernecks, Nims Island, Horton His Hole. I mean, there's humor there.
How'd that George Clooney movie do? I heard it fucking bombed.
Leatherheads? Yeah,
didn't do well.
Good.
21 was the #1 movie at the box office for the second week in a row.
Thanks to us.
You think?
Of course. No.
Whoa!
It's not.
What did you guys do about it?
We
had him on the show.
Collegiate Eggheads. Oh, yeah, I read that book, one of those books about that.
Me too. It's called Bringing Down the House.
Yeah, and then they were like two of the same ones. And I was like, all right, we get it the first 10 times.
We had a nice chat about Steve Martin last night.
Did you?
Hey! Yeah, we didn't like the fact that he did Pink Panther.
No, I think that's sacrilege.
He's an asshole.
Are we getting serious for a moment, or is there a joke behind that? Because that's bullshit.
No, we didn't like him.
We didn't like it.
Although that King Tut song, man, to this day,
me laugh
till
every
this day, it's just
He's
hysterical,
my
isn't
favorite
it?
honky.
Oh, honky. Oh, it's just
I want to talk about you
hysterical.
walking around naked with your guns on.
I'm not naked. I'm fully clothed. But I tell you, there is something that just feels good about being in your house with a sidearm.
Yeah,
with being on.
Domestic bliss.
I'm alone in my house.
You see the guy? He's
I'm
got a
single
50
guy.
cal mounted in the washing machine.
I got it. And you know that if someone breaks into your home, you're not a fucking victim.
Well, that's true, but let's be honest.
Anthony is so fucking traumatized by that childhood violence.
Look at him up to Jimmy.
That does look like coke, by the way. You scraped cocaine off your feet.
How much you got?
I don't know. I'm not.
I was trying to tell Norton about Jimmy Jackson yesterday. He said he didn't recognize what I was talking about.
Jimmy Jackson.
You love
out
Jimmy
in California.
Jackson, too, huh?
That guy was crazy out in California. Jimmy Jackson.
I think Anthony is traumatized by fucking childhood violence, and he's afraid of violence again.
Violence?
Wait, can we get E-Rock in here?
I'm traumatized by the news.
Nah.
I hate the news
I'll tell you, I just turn it off sometimes.
Dude, you got to.
They should
Keep
call
your
it the
sanity.
bad news. Come here, give me a high five.
Jimmy.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, what do you have? You have locks in your house, right?
Hold on.
Locks?
You got a camera?
He doesn't.
You have locks, you have gates, all that
Jimmy.
stuff.
No, I don't have gates. I have locks. I have
What
an
I
alarm.
do when I was a little kid, you know what I used to do? If I was on a train, the train's very dangerous when I was a kid, I'd buy a karate magazine and read it.
Well, all right. Problem solved.
Because who would be reading it but a karate master?
You
I
don't
didn't take karate, I just bought the magazine, I read it.
Oh, you leave the magazine out.
No, I sit there in the train.
Oh, and then people wouldn't screw with you because
Yeah, they go, I just get
it's kind of, that's not a bad
yours over
idea
here, too.
if you're on the train.
This has to be on the website.
If you guys
Oh,
could
that
just
is
be here, it's
disgusting.
the medicinal smell is killing me.
Hold on.
It's not the feet, it's the
I'll be scraped.
No, how much is there really?
Dude, there's about a gram. I would say,
Look, there's Dr. Cacao.
based on my past knowledge, I would say about a gram.
Wait, Dr. Cacao's on the commercial.
Get closer. You're not gonna be able to see it. You can't.
I'll believe in all of Dr. Cacao's theory when he does shrink Norton's already shrunken head.
Yeah. All right. They're trying to get a picture of the quantity.
Would it be great
It's
if
a
Norton had
ridiculous
little shrink
amount of.
Let's on the count of three.
1, 2, 3.
It blew it in E-Rock's face. E-Rock's got foot powder on him. Oh, dried foot skin.
That's not
Dried
foot powder.
foot scrapings.
It's dried foot flakes.
Why would you fall for that?
He doesn't have a choice. He works for you. He has to do what you say.
He just took a
He was, why would you
face
fall
full
for that? They
of
made him take a
fucking
picture.
Foot fungus.
That's right. You got a foot flex blown on him.
Oh, that is so disgusting.
All right.
Foot flex.
Well, that bit went well.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
killed 5 minutes, huh, Colin?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Another 5 minutes before we die. I like when Opie goes, what happens after you die?
Well,
It's a good question.
I think it's a good question because there's a whole
It's
God
the ultimate
thing.
question.
A lot of scientists and the God thing, they don't get along with each other.
Well,
so
but
I
he kind
wanted
of
to see-
explained that they do get along. Let's not forget Einstein's great quote.
What?
Science without God is idiocy, and so is God without science.
Oh, really? He said that?
Yes.
No, he didn't. He fucking stole that quote.
Yeah, he did.
Einstein stole that quote?
Stop acting like you have a connection to Einstein. You don't know anything about him, and he wouldn't have liked you.
I do want.
What a tool.
I do want Colin's observations of the interview.
Well, I honestly felt...
Were we showing like some intelligence in front of Dr. Kaku, you think?
Yeah, I thought that Anthony showed that he had a kind of a interesting grasp of those kind of scientific things that guys like us don't really care about. And then Norton really had a couple of good things. Like you could tell he really studied, but it was so forced. It was like watching. He was pushing it. I expected a brain hemorrhoid out of him. No, he was Shut up and let me finish, please, Jimmy. You're being out of line. You're a phony who's trying to fit in with the doctor. Whereas Anthony spent a lifetime researching that stuff. 3 years ago, you decided, you know what, I'm really going to bone up on some of my scientific knowledge. And you started reading, but I can tell you almost had a headache going, Doctor, everything you did was a strain, and I felt it.
No. What happens is this. The doctor and I were discussing a few things. I wanted to discuss the distance to Alpha Centauri, but he blew by it. So I was fine with that.
You knew the distance.
Of course I did. Fucking light year is 6 trillion miles. Everybody knows that.
You know why it's called a light year?
Yes, because that's the distance. It's not as heavy as another type of year. It's less filling.
Him asking
has less calories.
Him asking the distance. It was comparable to this morning when he started asking if you changed flights on your trip.
Yeah. See, light travels a certain distance in a year.
Yes.
It's approximately 6 trillion miles.
A lot of people think a light year is a measure of time.
No, it's distance.
When it is distance.
6 trillion miles.
Yes.
Yeah. I just hope what that guy said comes true, because it would be kind of exciting.
Yeah, but we never see that shit. That's the same thing with the 50s when they were talking about the 80s and 70s. We will have moon bases. It will be wonderful.
But no, what he does in his book is he goes over stuff and he tells you like these crazy things that were in science fiction.
Pointing an index finger doesn't make you an intellectual.
That's true. But I do have points.
I love when you would rip him on your show too.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy would he'd put his finger up on his chin and be like, he'd put his chin in between his thumb and forefinger.
It was like a silent movie version of an intelligent guy.
And Colin would not let a moment slip by. He would not let that moment leave. He'd have to call you out on it every time you tried to sound smart.
That's what Colin likes to do. He likes to knock a man down while he's making a point. And that's fine for Colin. But I had some very valid points with the good doctor. A couple of men of similar ilk.
Of course.
Discussing space and time travel and theorizing about making things go bye-bye, as I would say.
Now, if you took the distance that you need to push a Porsche for it to start with a dead battery.
That's right.
And multiplied it by the age of the comic pushing it.
That's not a light year. That's a wish I was lighter year. See how he...
Oh, so this is how it gets over here next time, huh?
It gets a little saucy.
You guys are fly on the other show.
We call it the salty show.
That's right.
No, I'm not gonna put up with any of this nonsense. I want to see what they're up to in Gasoline Alley. I want to find out what they're up to in Gasoline Alley.
Oh, don't do Jimmy's bit. Jimmy reads the comics.
Does he really?
Yes, he certainly does.
I'm sorry I'm doing Jimmy's.
He does a fine job with it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do Jimmy's bit that Michael Keaton did on Letterman in 81.
What did he do? I don't know. I didn't watch Letterman in 81. I wasn't doing stand-up back
85,
then.
whatever it was. I guess not, thief. Anyway.
I never saw Michael Keaton do that. I'm not a big fan of his. What did he do on Letterman?
Doesn't matter. You stole it, so it's yours now.
Fucking LaGuardia. He stole it from LaGuardia.
Yeah, Fiorello LaGuardia did it when they had the strike or something.
Exactly. He'd read the funny papers.
Hey, read the funny papers.
Michael Keaton's a cunt, and he took the idea from me.
We're getting called out on instant feedback.
About what?
Steve Martin writes, for guys that hate Steve Martin, thanks for stealing my light year joke out of Roxanne. Same as a regular year, just less calories. And then he writes hack.
No one stole that joke.
No one remembers.
What line is this? When he said, what's a light year, my first joke was not as heavy as another year. And the only other place you can go with that's not, like, accurate is there. So it wasn't stolen, you fucking
dummy.
You son of a bitch.
There's 2 angles you could go on.
Yeah, ass. Hole.
Well, is that true?
Now let me just pick my
light heavy year. You could have gone for the light heavy year and done like a period joke.
I did.
Oh, period joke. Light heavy.
Why would I go? I don't go
I'm going there.
That would be a lot of periods, Colin. Look at fucking Colin. All right, we got a little story. We're going to start doing radio now. Let's try this on for size.
Yes.
South Australian police are monitoring a father and daughter who've revealed they are a couple and have a child together. John and Jenny Deeves were reunited 30 years after Mr Deeves separated from Jenny's mother. They told 60 Minutes they fell in love and now have a daughter together. The couple said they knew it was wrong, but emotions took over.
John and I are in this relationship as consenting adults, that we are not harming each other.
What else?
Along with 9-month-old Celeste, Jenny has 2 other children aged 9 and 14 from previous relationships.
She's a slut.
So
not from a previous relationship. She said from previous relationships.
You dirty cow.
And now she's fucking her dad.
Fucking dirty cow.
She's fucking her own dad. That's disgusting. Their daughter has 2 heads and 4 arms.
When you recognize your own smell, like...
Ugh.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if your daughter has the same smell.
Probably deep down there's a similar smell.
You mean deep down?
You're in bed having sex with your daughter.
Smells
you don't
like
know
a
what the point.
fucking wallaby pouch. A filthy. Ugh.
That's fucked up, huh?
But
that
even the doctor was alluding to that. Remember, he kept saying people are going to come back and fuck themselves.
Yeah, there's the Dr. Kaku.
Yes.
I tell you,
there it is.
The finger's up.
There it is.
Dr. Steve texted me. Dr. Steve's a very bright guy.
No, he's not.
Is that Dr. Cacao?
He puts fingers in guys' assholes for our enjoyment.
You made him.
Well, Dr. Steve?
Yes, Dr. Steve is a very intelligent man.
Yeah. But he said he almost got his degree in physics, but he said that Dr. Kaku said some suspect things. But I don't think he did. Like, he was saying, for
Anything
example,
a suspect has almost got a degree in something?
It's been proven for 20 years that tidal forces around a black hole will turn you into a string of atoms. Hardly Alice through the looking glass, as that clown said.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Calling you out, a couple of doctors.
Let's write our own book.
But I certainly think that had Dr. Steve called in with that, I'm sure that Michio would have given a little smile at the ignorance of it. And
wow, Dr. Steve is being called out now.
Only on that, because Kaku is... You know, he knows Stephen Hawking. He's one of these guys.
Yeah, but how
so he knows somebody.
Yeah, but I mean,
he knows someone that can't talk.
He consorts with him. Like, see, he always theorized that there were black holes or things like that and time travel. And Hawking said there was no time travel, and Hawking had to admit he was wrong.
Well,
oh, no. It is Dr. Kaku again. Please tell him I am not in.
But you, Stephen Hawking, you're always in. You can't really go anywhere.
I do not want to talk to that douche.
His eyes only move now, he said.
That's it.
Only his
when
eyes
chicks
move.
walk by, I bet.
Yeah.
He still looks. Oh,
Chicks,
man.
dig me.
I'd like to interview Stephen Hawking and then just go, what? Hurry up! What?
Come on, talk.
Hey.
We don't have all day.
So what is Dr. Steve is really slandering him?
Dr. Steve doesn't like the whole idea of the black hole and being able to use a black hole because, as I brought up to Dr. Kaku, black hole would crush you. The gravity itself sucks in light. It sucks in light itself.
But then...
So any type of human, even in the most technologically advanced type of craft, would be crushed.
Now that's what he's saying, but it would turn into a string of atoms. But Dr. Kaku said that now they're saying they think it's a ring. It's different than they
Which
once
is
believed.
Convenient.
Well, why else would he say that?
Because it's convenient.
When they photographed thousands of
Get
them.
laid.
Yeah.
Why do people do a lot of shit?
He wouldn't make just a kooky statement.
Well, he'd make a Kaku statement. That almost sounds kooky. But I think that's kind of convenient that they'll say it's a ring. That way you could shoot through the middle of it.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. If he was just really as good as he said, why would he make himself an instant judo master? The king of Japan.
You think when these physicists get together, they have jokes like physics
jokes? Of course they do.
Jokes?
No,
sure they do.
They're the same jokes. They're end jokes. Doesn't matter
So what
you do for a living.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We should ask Dr. Kaku. Stephen Hawking's checking in from space. Earth's days are numbered. We could have got that. You know, what did Stephen Hawking...
how much long we got left?
What did Stephen Hawking mean when he said that? Earth's days are numbered.
You got to read his books. I've looked at...
No pictures.
He
I don't
gives
like
you
them.
all the fucking theory and
But
stuff.
what
He
do
doesn't
you-
just speculate. He goes through all the fucking the physics theories and stuff. He tries
what do
to
you-
keep it simple.
Well, what do you think about what he said, Bob Kelly? What do you think about what he said?
Dad, you know what? We like to believe we're the only ones here, dude, but it's bullshit. You know, just a bunch of schmarmy assholes Dude, just try to be like the only people.
Oh, God damn. That is so dead on.
You know what, Colin? You got a wooden puppet nose, Colin.
All right, let's say hi to Trip in Georgia. Trip, what's up?
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Hey, if y'all gonna talk about black holes, y'all need to quit talking about Howard Stern and his show.
Well said.
I bring nothing to the table.
Yeah.
There's some issues with Dr. Steve and I are going to have a physics...
Well, why doesn't Dr. Steve call the show so we can have it out?
He's probably with a patient. He's a psychopath. He fucking has the headphones in, and he's probably right now fucking telling a woman her kid's retarded. He's fucking texting me.
I just get a text message. Tell that ass Norton, stop talking with an accent.
Who's
From
that?
Bobby.
Why doesn't Bobby
Stupid
call
Bobby.
the show? Someone better call his
So
fucking
he can
show.
just be lambasted?
Yes. Yeah. You know what, dude? You
Scorch gets 3 callers at a
schmarmy.
time.
There's no H in smarmy. You fucking blithering dumbbell.
Schmarmy.
Hey, where's young Sam? We got to get more Scorch on.
Young Sam.
Before Colin leaves.
Bring young
Why don't
Sam
you play
in.
some old time best of Retarded Liver and Shirley? I used to love them.
Yeah, we got to bring them in.
What do you
We
think
got to bring
of
them back, I think.
Is she back now from the crack? Remember she had
I
the
think
crack problem?
she's, yeah.
We should put her on intervention with all of us.
Nah, we tried.
And punch her in
No,
the face.
on intervention with A&E, like we do an episode. We all sit around.
And don't care what happens to her.
No, cars are gonna get higher.
It's an intervention where the people that are intervening don't give one flying fuck.
She runs out. We all like to stay.
Yeah, who cares? You want to go with the counselor and you have to go to... No. Okay.
Look, Sam,
Whatever.
Sam.
Sam, what do you got? So, can you get more Scorch before Colin leaves?
Me.
Sam's obsessed with Scorch. He had to work with him for a year.
Yeah, what
I
else
love
you
it.
got from Scorch, you
It
think, for
ruined his
today?
childhood.
Well, the thing is, Scorch has daily PFG TV episodes dating back from, like, Halloween.
Right.
So, I mean, we could go PFG TV.
All right, yeah, find another, like, good one.
Do you want to get him on the phone?
What happened?
His mic wasn't on.
Well, let's leave it on.
No, we don't need him on the phone. He's probably too busy, entertaining Manchester, New Hampshire, or wherever the fuck he is.
You're right. Thanks, Kenny. Yeah.
Thank you. Speaking of radio jocks, another guy made it back to the airwaves.
Who's that?
Friday.
The Greaseman.
Where we got
the Greaseman?
Back in DC 101. The Greaseman Show.
We stole Linger Longer from that guy.
Linger Longer.
I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but when I used to listen to Greaseman, I
Grease.
used to go, this guy's kind of clever.
Oh, fuck. He'd do these little scenarios where he was maybe in law enforcement. When I was slinging lead with the Washington, D.C. Police Department, then a criminal came out. I gave pursuit. Did you? And he'd tell these long-winded stories that had no punchline.
He would take, a one-line joke and make a 20-minute bit out of it.
Yeah.
A one-liner. He's back on DC 101 where he really became famous.
Can I say to interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
He said one thing that made me laugh. He was implying that his father, I forget, he was talking about how his father rubbed his dick under my nose like a fine cigar. I don't remember how he said it, but
funny.
it really made me laugh.
He got pulled off the radio. When he did his famous, dragging him behind trucks thing?
Yeah, and he said no wonder they drag them behind trucks.
Look.
That was after what?
Speaking of which,
What?
Zimbabwe border.
That was after they played a record from, what's her name?
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill.
And then he, no one wanted to hire him forever, and he's finally back on regular radio. He was like doing what, where he had to buy time on.
Yeah, he was doing
little
pretty
radio
much
stations.
infomercials, buying time on a radio station, and broadcasting his own show. This smoothie really gets me. I think it's the protein in here. I think the protein is like fucking savage jizz. I don't know what the fuck is going on
I
down
was
there.
wondering why you took your smoothies and just threw them on
What
your
kind of
face.
smoothie is
I
it?
prefer them on my back, but
You need all the protein you could get at
banana.
this point, sir. Here we go.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? There's a lot.
We
there's
all
such
wanna
a
know, but he wants-
subtext.
Huh?
There's such a subtext in his life that I want to know about.
I'm recently single.
I know. I saw your
After,
single but looking T-shirt the other day. I thought it was pretty
Single
funny.
but looking. Oh. So I'm having this whole renaissance It's my whole my whole house is being finally turned into a big boy house.
He's he's drilling holes in it and painting pussies around them, and he's just fucking his own house. I can't believe how much I spent on this.
I like that. A renaissance. Is that what they call a debilitating mental breakdown combined with a midlife crisis?
I don't know. Is it? Oh. Yeah, you bastard.
That is true. And you fucking awful red and black checkered thing eating a croissant.
What's that?
Like a
I admit it.
Dipping it in tea.
I'll never forget Leonardo da Vinci when he bought that. When he bought that 40 cal.
I've always enjoyed guns.
I know. Yeah, I love guns.
And I'm finally getting my house to be a big boy house where it's got furniture and stuff. And
pool table. Very good idea.
It could go downstairs eventually.
Yeah.
But I'm having a pool put in the back.
What about a pool table?
Well, I could have one put in downstairs once the basement's
and
finished.
Ping pong.
Hey, did you break ground on the pool?
No.
Wow, that sounds like an original idea. A pool table in the basement? Don't get crazy.
Well, he had a shooting range for a little while.
Did you really?
Wow.
No,
that's so cool.
Something might have happened downstairs.
Rumor has it there might have
be a hole in a computer.
Legal
no, you cannot. You can't fire guns within certain city limits.
Let it be known I was over at Anthony's house, and there's no proof that there ever was a shooting range in his basement.
That's censorship.
Yeah. Hey, did you break ground on the pool?
No, but I have a bunch of fence sections and 20 tons of rock in my backyard.
Nice.
That I'm waiting for a final
what you should
permit.
do?
Give me my permit!
On the bottom of your pool, O&A.
Wow.
In Cyrillic letters.
That would be cool.
Or how about just the A part? Because it's
just
your place.
The A.
Yeah, it's his place.
Mine.
Hey, Stephen S. from Bayshore in the Greaseman voice writes, no wonder Seinfeld drags hack comics behind his car. Yeah.
Oh.
So here's Greaseman coming back to...
hack.
You can't call Colin a hack.
No.
You can call him a lot of things.
Has been...
I wouldn't call him a has-been. A disgraceful
sorry, Colin.
nobody.
You were nice to me.
Disgraceful nobody.
No, but you are. Currently,
you're right.
Currently, I'm a has-been. But I think we all know, and nobody knows better than this little worm sitting here, that I'm obviously going to make one more comeback because I'm not a genius. I'm a very smart asshole. And when I make my comeback, he better be on my good side because I'll crush you like a bug.
All right, we're going to do...
Jimmy just looked at him. Jimmy's look at Colin was one of just, are you fucking kidding me? It was just, he just blew you off. You didn't even fucking give what you said any consideration.
I don't like the fact that I defended him and said he wasn't a hack, and he still called me a worm and attacked me about his big comeback.
Because he goes to me. Because he's not a hack.
Pick the
You
food
can
out
say
of
a
your
lot of things about him.
Yeah, you can.
Right, so I'm saying you don't
Like
act
you don't
like
know
you
how
were
to wipe crumbs off your mouth?
Like, don't say you were supporting me.
Wipe the crumbs off your thin lip.
Don't say you were supporting me.
Thank you. Fucking old lady. Fucking dumping tea on your
Don't
fucking
act like you're
croissant.
doing me a favor by going, he's not a hack. You can say a lot of things about him. I don't need it.
It's got crumbs all over his picnic
Well, no, I wanted
table,
you
sir.
insulted, but fucking accurately.
Exactly, but then don't say I was defending him.
Oh, God damn it. I was just going to say that.
Of course you are, Jimmy. Me and you think alike. We're smart like
Fucking
that.
ants all over that dumb jacket.
Come on, let's...
You're a real lumber jerk.
Let's do this. So, Greaseman goes back to DC 101.
Waddle doodle.
After many, many years.
Oh, God.
Every now and then,
Yeah.
there's a cataclysmic event in the world. The last one, by my record, was when the gargantuan asteroid crashed into the planet, causing massive climate change.
Massive.
Dinosaurs to freeze. Well, what? All life was turned into amoebas, and eventually we crawled from the sea once again to claim our place on the globe.
It's a slow drawer.
Another event, such as that,
What's a slow drawer, man?
takes place right now. The Greaseman returning once again to DC 101. Oh, that comes off the lips real nice. Well, I guess to get started, maybe I ought to climb off the cross. Much better. I can breathe again. It feels like a million died. Yeah, Big Daddy's home.
Yeah.
And thank God, home is the mega mother. Without further ado, with your kind permission, we begin the big age.
The Grease Man back on DC.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's back. What? With that strange music. It's the same show he's always done.
Rock? Is it worth playing any more of these clips? Because I don't know. We lost Colin halfway through that clip.
Well, no, he just got a text from the stupidest man on earth.
I got a text
Rich
from Valby,
Vos?
but I didn't understand it. I tried to get Norton to translate.
I know
it
what it
for
means
me.
already.
It said, it doesn't make you smarter having an slow draw.
He meant to say a slow drawl, but he's so fucking dumb, he put draw. He's so fucking dumb, he didn't put drawl.
He is an idiot.
He left the fucking L off.
E-Rock, what do you want me to play?
Oh, he's as dumb as they come.
E-Rock has...
You listening, stupid? Sorry.
Yeah, well, he's got to call the show. E-Rock, what? Another real caller? Been set up to song about his testicles? What's this about?
With this first show, back to DC 101, he would talk for a while and then realize the phone would start lighting up, so he jumped to the phone right away because he was stalling to get anybody on the phone. And all the callers seem like plants because they're so like, you're back on DC. I can't believe it. Where have you been? You know, it's all so fake. Ooh. So he's building up to a song parody that he does.
Oh no,
nothing better than a good song parody.
On the blower. Feel free to jump in and we'll see what's what. Yeah, it's Grease.
I forgot he used to call it the blower. The phones were the blowers.
Yeah.
Grease, is that you?
It's me in the flesh.
You gotta be kidding me.
Now I'm back and I'm feeling like a $1,000,000.
I'm itching for a song.
All right, well, I got, hundreds and hundreds in the repertoire. Which one floats your boat?
Well, tell you the truth, the one I kind of like the best is the one about you. Avocado size.
Avocado sized? All right, well, I'll tell you what, let me grab the old git box here. So you want to hear a song about those spendulous keloid swaying orbs, do you?
Oh, that's what I want to hear, brother.
What do you call them?
It's balls, I think.
I know, but what is this?
I like the guy, too. You see him reading off the paper. I tell you, I am itching for a song parody.
Yeah.
Hey, Grease!
Like, you ever see...
Keloid swaying orbs, do you?
That's what I want to hear, brother.
All right, you want to hear a song about those lint-laden fuel pods packed with gonad gravy, yeah?
God.
Gonad gravy?
Nobody's interested.
He's packed with gonad gravy.
Swinging from the trees like
You want to hear a song about these swaying sacks of semen seepers?
Gonad gravy's pretty funny.
Gonad gravy. I'll give him that
funny,
one.
but it's just his horrible voice.
Is that what you want to hear?
Shut up and just play it.
I'm getting annoyed.
All right, Dad. Give me room and let me grab the git box. I'm the bulky DJ who has the most enormous two thoughts. You won't believe your eyes.
Oh, no.
They're as hard as Fordham granite. I could fertilize the planet and they're avocado size. I tell you all sincerely.
His voice is all different.
Talking merely a man's bravado lies. For the truth, then, of course, is that they're bigger than a horse's, 'cause they're avocado size. Oh, I must say that mine...
Please! This is horrible! Stop!
Hard to see your hero fall,
the Guinness
stupid.
Book of Records is a breeze.
This is horrendous.
If you think not, then look at it.
This is horrible.
I can wail away for hours and still retain my prowess to smart and fertilize.
Yeah, horrible.
And each one is a handful and as heavy as an anvil.
I get it.
Size.
Please, it's horrifying.
Can't count the times. Slam them in a drawer. You could whack them with a big old blackboard. I might say, ouch, but nothing more. I hold them while my darling administers a snarling, 'cause they'd blacken both her eyes. If those puppies started swaying, Dr. Bills I'd be paying, 'cause they're avocado size.
We get it. You got big balls.
Jeez, that was really annoying.
To a nice fucking manly song.
Come on, man. Listen to this guy.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
Let's say hi to Al. Al, calm down.
How you doing, Al?
He's down there in Washington. What's up, Al?
Hey, a couple months, that's actually a couple years ago, during the beginning of the end of his pay-for-radio phase, I was in near West Virginia, listening to the station he was on, which was horrible. He had a contest. I made up a story, called it in. He said, I'll get back to you if you win. A month goes by, forget about it. Phone rings in the car. It's him. I don't recognize. He says, Doug Track. I said, who? He said, the Grease Man. He had to make his own phone calls to tell callers, listeners that they won.
You won. He's calling. He called you to say that you won a contest.
Unbelievable.
Very nice.
He's a douche.
Thank you, sir. E-Rock, what else you got?
There's a track on there from his first time at DC 101. It's somebody was in the studio videotaping him. He would end his show, and then the studio audience would be escorted to the program director's office to take a survey of what they thought of the radio program. Ooh. And then they would escort you to the lobby where you could buy his shirts and tapes.
Wow, no kidding. One more clip.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, glad to see you there, man.
Hey,
appreciate you coming back. How's Oscar doing?
Oscar's fine. We'll hear from Oscar in a little while. So
I'd like to have Oscar. I like that.
You're going to hear from him. He's going to be Daddy in all his splendor.
Oh, great.
Yeah. We had a little bit of an incident with the poor guy. It was his birthday the other day, and he was running around, tickling ladies, giving squeezes that were inappropriate, licking the back of their neck. Somebody yelled at him, Oscar Greasefinelli, why don't you act your age? That's when I turned white and screamed, hey, he's 69! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Grease Man.
The Grease Man Show.
Ugh. I hope that's who you have to go on in D.C. to plug your fucking gig. Fucking asshole.
Grease.
They were teasing you, but I like him.
All right, enough of that. Let's say hi to Bob Kelly. Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
Bobo.
Bobo.
Is Bob Kelly on the line?
Bobby.
Is there a Robert Kelly on the phone? On the blower.
Bob? Bob Kelly? Dude. Bob? Dude. Bob? Dude. Bob? Dude. Bob.
Don't be so schmarmy.
He's being schmarmy.
No, I don't know. I think we lost him. All right. So that's the Grease Man coming back.
I have a feeling he'll be calling back.
I hope the connection was perfect, and the reason you lost him is because the fucking car slammed into an abutment. And right now his fucking phone and arm are attached, but not to the rest of his body. His hand is holding that phone in the fucking ditch somewhere, while the rest of his body was propelled to the fucking windshield. Dude, I got no phone or arm, dude. You know what, dude? They make a lot of things for left-handed people. Shut up.
And his phone's holding a copy of his arm's holding a copy of his CD.
Yeah, tucked under his fat arm is a fucking copy of his CD that he was going to try to give out to the radio station, but they just left it on the table.
As we wait for Bob Kelly to call back, good news for Colin Quinn. We got more Scorch for you.
Hey, Scorch.
Young Sam back in studio, working hard today. Young Sam, what do we got?
Well, I went into my personal archives and found some classic Scorch from Syracuse.
Ooh, Syracuse. Was this when he was doing the Kingdom of Nakedness?
This was the Naked Militia era.
Naked Militia.
Basically, Paulie, finally his sidekick, started voicing his concerns about the fact that Scorch insisted on doing top fives every single day. To which Scorch decided the best thing to do would be to do an on-air bit where he would challenge Paulie, and Paulie would have to come up with a top 5 list, and then Scorch would come up with a top 5 list, and then we'd see whose is better. So I thought I'd bring him in, and then we could see whose is better.
Wow, this is good.
This is unbelievable.
We can participate in this then. Yeah. Good.
So my top list that I do, you're always, that's not funny, and I think they're funny.
The other day you did things you hear at a car wash. That sounds sexual, and I've never heard one of those things at a car wash.
Go ahead, but now you didn't like the ones I did about things you'd hear at a cook say.
Yeah, let's hear those again.
No, you go with yours first. Here's the top 5.
Because mine's not funny either.
Go ahead.
Top 5 things that a baseball announcer may say that could be construed as sexual. All right, you ready for this? Number 5, he smacked it into the gap.
That's good. Go ahead.
All right, number 4.
Scorch is like, yeah, I know it's a competition, but I'll be fair. That's good. That's good.
Now, see, the bit here would be to make believe it's good when the whole world knows it's not.
It just
but
stinks.
Scorch really thinks this stuff is good.
It is right in the gap.
Whoa,
That's
yeah,
good.
that's
That's
a good
good.
one. That's a good
That's good. I
start.
wish I'd thought of that.
That was him saying. That's good. Go ahead.
All right, number 4. The pitcher steps off the mound and eyes the rubber.
Good. That's good. That's funny.
It's not.
Scorch is so digging this. Paulie wrote it, and it's like, this is not funny, Scorch.
See, Paulie's acknowledging that. This is Paulie's doing his impression of Scorch. Like,
Right.
look, this is not funny. Like, Paulie's not trying to be funny.
No.
But he's trying to find stuff that might be funny if it was Scorch writing it.
Right.
Okay.
To Scorch, this is just the best shit he's ever heard.
That's the Scorch equivalent of touche.
That is hilarious. How can you
Number
say that's
3.
not funny?
He just got to first base.
That's really easy.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Number 2. The shortstop went deep in the hole.
Yeah.
And number 1. This guy hits balls deep.
See, I think good for you. That's funny. Good for you. What do you think is not funny about that?
Everything.
He was so frustrated. He couldn't believe that
That's
his point
funny.
wasn't
Come on.
illustrated.
Oh my God! And then,
Funny stuff.
And then Scorch was forced to do his own top 5.
Yeah, one of his classic top 5s. This was top 5 things you wouldn't want to hear a chef saying at a restaurant.
You wouldn't?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now the ones I did, top 5 things you wouldn't want to hear a cook say when they're making your food.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 5. I know it's stale. But what the hell? We'll just tell them it's toasted.
Ooh.
Number 4. You got all the dust off of that, didn't you?
Oh.
Number
true,
3.
True.
The sink is clogged. Just wash them in the toilet.
Oh. He can't be serious.
He's right, though.
Wow.
He's right. Those are not things you want to hear.
Zingers. The baseball one was fucking
way better.
Gold compared to this shit.
How about the top 5 things you don't want to hear if you're a waitress? Number 5. Yes, those black customers are yours.
Number 2. Did anybody see you do that? Nah, then just throw it back on the plate and serve it.
Whoa.
And the number 1 thing that you wouldn't want to hear a cook say when they're making your food
I don't want to hear number 1.
is, hey, it's warm and salty and yellow. They'll never know the difference.
Oh.
That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
They're so long, like they don't fit like the formula.
Yeah, like his 5 weren't like, they were like real things that people in the kitchen would say. Hey, that fell on the floor. Pick it up, brush it off, put it on a plate. Maybe we can wash it. If not, we'll get a new one, fry it up, and give them a new one. But if they don't notice, then it's cool. Exactly. It was like real stuff.
Yeah. The other guy's like, two balls
yours was
deep.
good too, though. I'm not going to say yours wasn't good. Now, if you had done yours at a different time, other than trying to prove a point, and in essence, the point you're trying to prove was really a bad point because yours was funny.
Yeah, but I don't think.
And they're not stupid. That was not stupid. That's something that a listener of our show would find that funny.
Oh my God!
He's broadcasting to the retarded.
Right, yeah, we all had the joke. Step off the mound.
Yeah.
Scorch is a
That
class
guy's
act.
got 2 balls on him. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
Well, you might want to put those fries underneath the light to keep them warm while the appetizers are finishing. Something you don't want to hear. Cook say when he's cooking your food. Hey, well, I got to clip a hangnail. It's hurting me when I take this off the griddle.
What?
yeah.
Not fucking funny.
Damn, the price of beef's high. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Let's say hi to Bob Kelly. Thank you, youngster.
Hey there, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, Jimmy, this is what I don't like about Jimmy. You're from Jersey. You're a little mushy, four-eyed ass from Jersey.
Ooh.
You're not. You watched the History Channel a couple times, and you know about black holes.
That's true.
And then you get an English accent and a slow draw. You know what happens? Sometimes the universe.
What's a slow draw, stupid?
Like the galaxy is giving you your information as you're speaking.
Hey, what's a slow
Shut
draw?
your face.
I'm not fucking having a duel. What's a slow draw? Do you mean a slow drawl with an
slow
L?
draw is this. Ready? This is what you do at the end of your sentences because you're thinking really hard. When the black hole, sometimes it
you know, the universe gets together and star actually implodes.
Yeah, I'm a well-spoken man. I think
You're
things
not
out.
well-spoken. You're a mutant that thanks trannies.
So what's that got to do with the universe? Big deal.
You're supposed to go.
Jimmy and George black holes.
I don't
the
like
way it works. Now, you know what, dude? I mean, they say there's no God, dude, but who knows what, you know? I don't know what happens, dude. These schmarmy assholes.
Schmarmy.
Always, dude, you talk with a slow draw. No, Al. A slow draw. We're going to shoot each other.
You turn into breakfast at Tiffany's every time you want to get intelligent.
Why do you have to go with food, stupid? Of course. You turn into the breakfast club, dude. You turn into fried green tomatoes. Shut up, stupid.
You're not.
You turn into Free Willy. Oh, wait, that's me.
You're not a scholar, Norton.
I know I'm not a scholar. I'm just chit-chatting with Dr. Conkle.
No, you're not. You start talking like you're from England, and I don't like it.
And that is true what he said about you.
No, it's not.
Bobby, Colin Quinn's in studio.
Hi, Colin. How are you? Colin, you know what? I know Anthony's going to stick up for him. I hope he's going to stick up for him because he's their sidekick. But
I called him sidekick earlier, too. He didn't like it.
Yeah, he's not going to like that one there, Bobby.
When he gets intelligent, he gets really slow and methodical with his thoughts. And I want to smash him in the face with something.
Instead of just blurting shit out and sounding like an idiot.
But he's got a point that Norton does tend to do an impression of an intelligent person when he talks to intelligent people.
Thank you for making that funny, Colin. I appreciate that.
Shut up. This is where I nailed Dummy on the other night. We were having our political discussion.
Before you get into this, he really got me. Go ahead.
I don't remember anything I said except when it started off was he's going, because they got to do this. And now, dude, she's got the super delegates all lined up. And I fucking stopped him like a brick wall. What's a super delegate? And you've never seen stupidity personified. He fucking, every bit of idiotic shame he had, just fucking, that little mask came off and it was dumbbell just sitting there.
Let me tell you.
Dude, a super delegate's a delegate that puts on a cape and solves crimes, dude. Super delegate, I'll take the soup. Shut up.
He nailed me for probably around 20 minutes, and every single one was good. And at the end of it, I went up to him and goes, I don't even know what a super delegate is.
No one does.
Yeah, exactly, but that wasn't the point.
Hey, Bobby.
I know what it is.
Wait,
good for you. You win the spelling bee. Shut up.
I got
fucking nerd.
Spelling bee.
Put your hand up next time, you fucking goody gumdrop. I know what it is. Certainly not a treadmill, then.
Sorry I dragged you into this.
Fucking
That was a good one.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Your CD, Just a Tip, comes out tomorrow, the CD and the DVD. And I was looking at my copy yesterday, and it looks like you almost forgot to thank us, huh?
No, are you out of your mind?
We're like the second to last thank you.
Oh, God. You know what I was going to put in the thank yous? I was just going to write, I know you're looking for your name, Needy. It's not here.
That would be funny.
That's what I was going to put.
That would be hilarious.
That's true.
Yeah, we're way down in the thank yous. I'm not happy about
that. Is Dane
that.
first?
No, that's not Dane first.
He went with his wife.
All right, well, Dawn and his family, that's understandable. But I'm saying as far as people that are not that close to him.
Make Obie. Make Bobby read the thank you list.
Make
Let me read. You know what? Let me see. It's just a tip. I talked to all my friends about this CD ad nauseum.
Who did you thank?
Yeah.
Who did you thank on there?
Dude, you know what? Hold on, dude. I want to say thank you.
This son of a bitch wrote a blog, put it into a book, and pushed it every day on the air, and he's giving me shit.
That's right.
Holy shit.
How ironic. A blog doesn't like the blog.
I compiled all my things together of things that happened to my friends and made it into a book.
That's right. My wife, Dawn, thanks for all the material and loving me for the hunk of crap I really am. Calvi and Diva for eating my boogers. Mom, Larry, Kara, Andrew, Kristen, and the Denali and Weatherby clans.
Keep going.
Matt Frost, a.k.a. Frosty, Brian Billig, a.k.a. Brian Billig. See, I want to put a little joke there, put also known as, but make the same name. There, people will laugh, they'll get it. And Paradigm, the agency that sent me on one audition. Shut your mouth.
I went on 2.
Oh my God.
The O&A reality show.
Thurleen, Adam, Jenny, and Jody. Thanks for being a part of my team.
It doesn't say team.
Yes, thanks for being a part of my team.
My team.
Hold on. Oh, you should have said, and thanks, Orca and Willie, for being a part of my species. Alan Lefkowitz, my therapist, you've helped me become a better man.
And what?
That's right.
You really got to go for the fucking jugular.
Bob, I'm only reading. I'm only reading what you wrote. I'm not making.
At least I gave thanks to the people that helped me. You didn't even give your friends a fucking copy of your book, and you put our lives in it.
It's true. I had to beg. I had to shame him to get a copy of that book, and I wrote the fucking forward.
No, I'll tell you why.
I had to shame him.
I'll tell you why.
Shut up. We'll tell you why. You're a selfish cocksucker.
No, I was happy. I was happy to give copies.
Fuck you.
No.
Fuck you, Norton.
I'll tell you why.
We know why.
You cocksucker.
We know why.
You motherfucker.
You're a selfish asshole.
Not
You
at all.
shithead.
I was actually embarrassed to walk up and go, here's my book, to be honest
really?
with you.
Yes. Don't you understand what it was? It was self-esteem. He's a
embarrassed.
humble guy. Fuck off.
Do you really think that this is going to divert me from finishing these fucking thank yous?
Yeah, keep going with the thank yous. You eventually get tossed.
Colin, let me just read them for a second. Because you're looking at the other part.
No, I just want to look under the
Bobby-
inside flap to see open
Bobby, very hurtful that you actually thanked other radio guys before us.
Whoa!
Oh,
Who do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Ron and Fizz.
Here
you were looking at the
here
rest of
comes
this.
Nick DiPaolo, everyone.
Hold on, I'll look at this part. There you go.
Oh,
You can look at the rest of that.
He just ripped. He just ripped it in half.
Well, I'm looking at this part. You
He
look at
just took the thank yous.
All right.
He really is an ass.
Okay, let's see. NACA and all the colleges across the country, which I was okay to perform at, but too dumb to attend. Fucking asshole. NACA. He thanks NACA before his friends.
What's NACA?
I hope you fucking die in a college fire.
It's like a college
Booking service or something?
I hope you're killed in a bus bombing in Jerusalem. And it turns out to be Vos just standing there doing material. Fucking cunt. Dane Cook, to the top. To the top?
Hey, that's a little saying we have.
What's the thing? To the top of what?
Well, the thing worked for Dane.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Yeah.
He went to the top of the entertainment field, and you did it with the scale.
After this little fucking segment of fucking fine radio that I got myself into once again.
Hold on. Dane Cook, to the top. Thanks for putting me on the map. Because if you didn't, Google Maps would have done it. Because I stand out now when I'm in public.
That's not what it says.
Shut your face. They thought I was Ohio, dude.
You just made
Thanks for putting me on the map. Oh.
You just made that up.
Yeah, I know I did, you literal idiot. And he put you on the map in the wrong fucking place. He should have put you in the middle of the Atlantic being photographed. Shut your fucking face.
Well,
I'll fucking bite your nose bridge.
The listeners are doing their own thank yous, by the way. We'll start with Matt LaFar from Queensbury, right? Dude, I'd like to thank the fat retard that used to pity fuck me as a teen, dude.
Oh, you know, okay, I'll say this. Let me say, I will amend a little bit. Thanks for putting me on the map. And the second one, Colin Quinn, thank you for always being there.
Always? You were always there
He
for
just
him?
means existing, I guess. College is
Just
there.
being there.
Jim Norton, Kelby misses you. Dude, he's a little self-effacing because I do love Bob's dogs. I'll admit that without shame. Bob's pets and I adore.
I thought it was the chicks you used to fuck.
And he goes on to Patrice and ba. Thanks to everyone at Comedy Central who only put me on when my manager pulled a gun on him like Luca Brasi.
Bob Kelly doesn't get that picture.
it'll make him a big star.
I'll go tell your boss I don't get express from guineas. I'm Jewish.
Now you get the hell out of here.
Oh my fucking God.
What?
The next one he thanks Lionsgate Films.
What? Just stop it.
What the hell?
Oh
man?
my God.
Well, they put out some good product. What was it?
What were the 2 films you're in, Bob?
We lost him.
Where'd he go?
What, did he hang up?
We're getting him back.
Fruit.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
Dude, to the top of the Call of Duty leaderboards, dude.
He fucking...
To the top.
Where did he put you guys?
It's way.
This fucking asshole thanked his accountant before you.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Matt Siegel at Kiss 108.
Thanks.
This 108's big.
Patrick at cringehumor.net.
Thanks.
Curtin DeLynn Iverson. Thanks for letting him stay up late to help me with everything. I guess that's his web guy's fucking family.
This web guy's family before us.
Stephen Leo from Sanctum Sound.
Well, you know, the sound mixing is very important.
The people that mix the fucking thing.
They sell more. They sell more than.
Don't they get a credit anyway?
Opie and Anthony, thanks for letting me be part of your radio world. Not you. And then he put Pete, Lee, and Nicole. Thanks for taking care of me at the Virus Tour. Instead of thanks to Opie and Anthony for putting me on the Virus Tour.
Yeah.
Pete, Lee, and Nicole wouldn't have taken care of you without Opie and Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Well, enjoy the last appearance of Robert Kelly on this program if we do get him back on the phone.
That's right. Just a fucking tip. That's all you're going to get in this door from now on, fella. Just the fucking head of your cock.
Thanks.
He's not answering?
Thanks,
Why
Bob.
isn't he answering?
I don't know what happened.
He's probably in transit. He's coming home from.
I hope that fucking. I hope his fucking phone was pierced by the bullet of a highway sniper. I hope a fucking highway sniper just shot through the back of the cab and the phone went through his hand, his phone, and right into his fat cheek, and it's embedded in his cheek right now. I can't talk because there's a bullet in my face.
A shot in the cheek, man. Hold my hand.
I talk like Keith the Sullivan in that movie.
I sound smarmy.
Keith the Sullivan got shot in.
Runaway, I think.
What was it?
No, I know what you're talking about.
Well, we're trying
to run away with something like that.
This does have.
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I will say this about Bob's dumb CD. It does have a CD and a DVD in it.
Yeah.
And you can get it starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think you should support Robert Kelly financially. I would suggest going out and purchasing this because it's fucking over for him now.
Yeah,
So you
that's
might
it.
want to. He's got a wife and fucking house to take care of.
Yeah.
So try to help make this fucking last CD he'll ever do.
Well, the other jocks that he named on there, I'm sure they'll put him on as much and let him get as much freedom as he has on this program.
Eric and Kathy in Chicago.
Eric and Kathy.
Terry Clifford and Rochester.
Terry Clifford, someone that's just about as fat as me.
Howard Stern, Man Cow.
Yeah, dude.
Now he's fucking with us because it says Bob
The
Kelly.
Grease Man.
He's fucking with us now.
Courtney and Man Boobs in El Paso.
Courtney and Man Boobs. Good luck, Chuck was Lionsgate's film there.
He thanks like he was a fucking
Yeah, the star.
Yeah, well,
he's fucking Tom Hanks thanking DreamWorks. Fucking dumb extra. Like they were being polite to Dane by putting you in Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
Well, one thing about it, you have to admit, it did bring good luck to that flick.
Sure did. The only way I could see that being accurate is if fucking Bob's shoes or floorboards were named Chuck. I hope he's fucking scalded in the fucking brush fire. A good fucking, a good one that just fucking,
good, bro.
just the beginning
That's
of his
good.
face is fucking burned and scarred.
That's really
like from the bridge of his
fucking
nose
good.
to his chin is horribly disfigured, and the rest of him looks normal.
Oh, fuck.
So from the side you like him, and then as soon as he turns around and goes, oh, and you're like, ugh. Fuck you.
Why were we so down in the thank yous? What do you
I
think?
don't know.
What do you think, Ann?
I noticed it too.
Yeah.
I think we were an afterthought.
You absolutely. I want.
We were an afterthought. Yeah. That's what happened. If you thought of us right away, we'd have been much further up.
Can I see the track titles?
You, Anthony, Afterbirth.
Just a tip. I'll tell you.
Where's the copy? Colin.
Yeah. You ripped it in half. We're all fighting over it.
We can still look at the titles of the bits.
No, you can't.
I know we're all fighting over it.
All right.
Remember, producer for a day.
You want to be? You should be producer for the day, though.
I'm going to do that
for one day. All right, what do you got, Jimmy?
I'll read the track names.
I'm sure they're very
I feel like
funny.
this is Norton's last day on Earth.
Why?
He's just because he's like half stomach. Like I read the track names. It's like,
well, I happen to have a fucking.
You're like Lenny Bruce.
I have a fucking pinched neck.
I know, a pinched nerve.
A pinched nerve, and I've been up for 20. I have not slept.
But let's be correct. You have a pinch. You know what? You have no neck and a pinched nerve,
and you have 6. All right. How about loaning me one? Fucking. Quiet, old hungry frog neck. Fucking read track titles.
Go right ahead.
I want to lick your back and get stoned. Shut up. Fucking.
He got you pretty good there, Colin.
I certainly did.
I'm kind of being the ref here. I think you're
That was damn good.
You're a little behind right now.
Oh, fucking number 1.
Yeah, he's kind of on fire today.
Number 1 is Vegas. Number 2, asking girl to marry me.
Aw.
Number 3, naked just socks, but he spells it S-O-X. And it wasn't done to be ironic. He just doesn't realize that CKS is how you spell it. And on the back, he's actually naked holding a sign with socks. So that kind of ties into the back cover. And then the next track is She Knows Nothing About My Penis.
That's kind of a long title.
Sure is. Being Chunky, which I guess was written fucking 8 hand sizes ago. And fucking, I guess morbid obesity didn't fit on the back.
Jody's on fire today.
When it comes to smashing Bobby, does Jimmy have it?
Number 6 is Nickelodeon Award. Number 7 is Food of My Drug of Choice. Is my drug of choice. Trying to play the addiction fucking card.
Yeah.
Number 8 is...
Today is 18 years, 4 months, and 16 days.
I tell you, I want to fucking shove Vicodin down his Jew throat. Fuck Vos. The way he tries to be dramatic.
I have to tell you people something. I joke around a lot on stage, but today is 19 years, 4 months, and 6 days.
But this is the way he says it. This is why he should be fucking brained with a block of hash. Because he says, it's been 21 years, 9 months, and 2 days without a drink or a drug in my body. Yeah, how long's it been since there's been fucking spittle on your shirt? You fucking... He talks like Roger Ebert. You fucking mouth cancer shithead. Got a fucking drool bag.
And the sad part is everybody is compelled to applaud.
Oh, the applause, the phony fucking applause. No one gives a shit. Do you think I give a flying fuck about any accomplishment the comic makes on stage aside from making me fucking laugh? Yeah, that is so pompous and self-centered.
But people fall for it.
That anything that comic says, I don't have a relationship with the fucking asshole up there.
Well, but be fair. Do you want him to rely on his humor? He's trying to make a living. 19 years. Opie, I want Norton to wear that damn outfit.
That would be a good one.
The Hillary outfit?
I want to wear a Hillary outfit every day next week.
That would be
She has a lot of outfits.
Look, can you imagine him in that outfit?
Oh, you would be adorable.
I will pay for them.
You buy them, I'll wear them.
Really?
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Money, Colin? Now, is that it there, Jimmy?
No, this is
just a tip.
Oh,
Bob Kelly's new CD/DVD coming
Bob's, no, track number 10.
All right.
Track number 8 is Fat Snake. Track number 9 is Restaurants. You see the theme here?
Yeah, big theme to run through this whole...
Just a tip. That was the question. That was the answer to what part of you fits through the door. Fucking I'm sick of you, Bob. Fucking number 10, I like fat chicks. Which he doesn't. His chick is hot. She's not fat. She has a great body. He doesn't like fat chicks.
No.
That was called what I would want people to say if I was a woman. Number 11, Living with Girl. Number 12, Dude with Sword. As opposed to How Did You Get That Injury, Bob, which would be Dude with Harpoon. Number 13, Punching Butter, which was the answer to when someone said to the boxer who fought Bob, "What did it feel like?"
A little wordy, but you got there, Jimmy.
I sure did.
You got there, bro.
Number 14, no romance. And number 15, just the tip.
Just the tip.
There's a documentary with this that I think, I know Colin's in.
Yes,
I'm in. And I don't know who else is in it. But it's a DVD documentary as well as a CD.
Well, good thing we're not in there.
No.
Why would you be?
Why would you be? Why would you be?
Why would
you be? We could have ended up on the editing floor, but at least give us a shot, you fucking asshole.
Nothing.
I actually do like the cover. The only annoying part of the cover is when he's at a Comedy Cellar with fucking the guy that works at the cellar going over computer graphics, and fucking I'm trying to feign interest in what font he uses. He's like, dude, should I use the sparkly ones? I don't know, you fucking fat girl. Who cares? Asshole, put a fucking little unicorn thing on the tip of Robert. Looks like it's flying through a cloud.
But, you know, you're a fun one to talk. Hey, I'm sitting there Saturday night. We're all sitting at the table. This phony breaks out his computer and starts typing his second great epic novel.
That's right.
You know, we're all sitting there. It's kind of weird. And it's like, it's not only pompous and pretentious, but it's really rude. You know,
it's not
Tom's there and he's got his little laptop.
You're all sitting around the table.
And he's got like a solemn look on his face like,
yes, he's like,
I'm here to work.
Here's why,
elbow
guys,
grease. Go across the street to a coffee shop, you little cocksucker.
I'll tell you why I know. Because I get work done at the cellar because I can't cruise sexual shit. I can't cruise sexual. Am I going to just watch
Nobody's
you eat
interested
buffalo
in
wings?
your process.
All he does is sit there and eat fucking a double order of buffalo wings, and I just want to hug him because he's committing suicide in front of me. How would you feel if you love somebody and all they did was fucking every time they went to the cellar, they put a shotgun in their mouth and pulled the trigger? That's what you're doing. I can't watch it. I have to write. I have to write away my sadness.
Colin makes you sad, Jimmy?
Of course he does.
Yeah. Why?
I'm just watching my fucking friend. Every bite is, I hate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have Bob Kelly. I don't know. Bob?
Hey, I heard you reading my track list. My phone died.
Yeah.
It killed itself.
Yeah.
Just the tip. It comes out tomorrow, Bob.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry my track list aren't yuck. And then a facial expression, you moron.
That's not bad.
Bob, and I are hurt a little bit. The thank you was way down in the list, and we weren't offered maybe to do something for the DVD.
We know the thank you was an afterthought, first of all.
I asked you to do it. You never did it.
Oh.
You didn't want to do it, and I called you both last week to do something else, and neither one of them would call me back.
Wait, what did you ask? What did you ask me to do last week?
When you first, Opie, I called you. You were out of the country, but Anthony was one town over. Wouldn't answer his phone or call me back.
Where was I? When was this?
I don't know. Why don't you check your flight schedules?
Well, first of all, I went on vacation at this point 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I asked you both to do something, and when we filmed it, I asked you guys to do something.
Oh, during vacation? I wasn't fucking around.
Little Jimmy and Colin actually could do it.
Oh, so you got pissed off, so you knock us down the thank you list?
No, the thank yous were an afterthought. He did his thank yous, and he went, holy shit, O&A, where do I put him?
No, that's not true. You got the and.
Yeah, why is Matt Siegel higher than us?
At the end.
Why is that hack Matt Siegel higher than us in your thank yous?
I blew him once, and I had to put him on there.
See, here he goes.
And by the way, he thanks Harvey Altman and Rob Urio. Thanks for taking care of my $sign. You thank your accountant before Opie and Anthony.
Oh, Bobby.
I gave you guys the and. I swear to God, I'm not thanking anybody next time. I'm just writing, yeah, you know.
Thanks, everybody. And thanks to the guy that came over and painted the apartment. And the guy that did the carpeting, good job. And thanks to Fred from the Linoleum Hut for giving me some money off.
And finally, last but not least, dude.
Yeah.
What did you thank, Norton?
A whole shitload of people.
What coattails did you write on the back of your thank you?
I thanked people in the first CD, the second CD, and I thanked them in the book.
You should have just put a coattail on your thank yous.
What are you saying? That I ride coattails?
Oh my God,
I won't argue.
You.
Oh, that hurts.
I wouldn't put thank yous on anything, to tell you the truth. It cheapens it.
Colin came in on fire, and now the old man's getting tired. His blood sugar's low.
He really did almost punch himself out. Fucking jerk. Oh my God. The fourth round, he's fucking hugging.
I'm trying to smash Norton. He goes, yeah, he's kind of right. Really? Why don't you speak up, Fatso?
I got him a couple of times since then. I'm sorry. I'm on,
Colin, you're good for about 2.5 hours at this point, but you're in training. You get back up to the 5-hour radio show.
I really will. I really will.
I'm going to give the limo guy his phone back. He's let me use his
Oh, limo. Where are you off to, Bobby?
I'm coming back from West Palm.
That's pretty cool that you have a limo. Why would they give you a limo?
What?
Because the flatbed is in the shop.
I wish it was a hearse.
Oh, is Bob still on the phone?
I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Wait. Jimmy had some last thing for you. Jimmy?
Bobby, you there?
Bobby?
Bobby? Oh, God. No.
Colin, if you let him do that...
You know what he's doing right now, Bob?
Dude.
He's pissing on your CD.
He's pissing.
He's got his cock out.
He's pissing on your CD.
In the middle of the studio, he's pissing in a garbage can. It's kind of disgusting. First they were scraping their feet, now they're pissing.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for helping me sell CDs, buddy.
I did, actually.
Yeah, we're not saying that it's not a funny CD, Bobby.
Yeah, we're not knocking...
We're not trashing the actual material. We know you're a funny guy.
We're not saying the material...
You're just not a good friend.
You're just pissing on my CD in a barrel.
Absolutely. It's you, and it's kind of... If you were here, we'd be happy to do it to you. But no, I will say this. That the... hold on, before you give the fucking phone back to the fucking scumbag limo driver, I will say... that you do have a CD
limo driver a scumbag?
Well, because he is. He's fucking driving this fucking idiot. So he had a big celebrity. It's a fucking middle from Boston.
Yeah, can we talk to the limo driver?
Hold on. You got actually the CD. I do want to encourage people to buy it because it feels good to do this. Oh, don't forget, folks, come with its own DVD. There you go. You can watch that. Comes with a documentary.
He broke it like the Dixie Chicks.
Comes out tomorrow.
Wave to Bobby's limo if you see it. It's the one doing a wheelie.
That was a good one.
Does anyone have a broom so we can sweep up Bob Kelly's latest project?
That's good. Thanks a lot. That's good.
I hope you sell 4 copies. I hope fucking Dane puts out a CD tomorrow. It's called Just the Head, and they get confused and buy his.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, stupid.
All right, Bob Kelly.
All right, stupid.
I hope that fucking limo driver, the whole time he was on the phone, was doing belts of liquor up in the front, and right now is seeing 2 of everything, and thinks he's headed for the airport, but it's really a dump truck.
He's in a Paris tunnel.
When he looked at Bob, he thought he was seeing 2.
The greatest part, if this limo driver had a head-on collision with like a tractor trailer, is the fact that like Bob wouldn't go right through the windshield because it's a limo. He'd have to think about it being shot through the limo to the front. He'd have a couple of seconds to realize I'm being fucking killed like a fat cannonball.
Like a torpedo.
Like a big fucking monstrous torpedo. Like if someone learned how to fucking shoot a sea animal out of a cannon. Like a giant seal being fucking shot.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Jimmy, Jesus Christ.
Oh, can you smash that guy?
Well, fuck. Bob Kelly, everyone. He's going to be in tomorrow. We got to take a break.
Called Just a Tip.
Yeah. We have maybe one more thing to do before we do line of the day.
Can I say this? I honestly do want to see Bob's CD become successful.
Of course.
Because I want him to be built up high because there's nothing after this. So I would love him to like really start feeling good about himself and then just completely crash and burn.
Yeah,
that's my goal.
You got to get to a level where you're a little up there to really feel the burn of the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So called Dane.
Hey, look, it's Bobby's Naka show.
52 arrested near Michigan State University.
You know how it is. The guys like us, Dane, we're selling CDs, DVDs.
Yeah, he's always trying to like fucking get like some kind of catch. Like he was actually selling RobertKellyLive.com fucking bumper stickers. Who wants that fucking garbage on their car? I don't even want that on my computer. Robert Kelly live. Robert Kelly dead. I'd be happy to put on my car. And then fucking make lamp oil out of him.
Once again, I know I have no energy and I shouldn't be going into an attack since you're hot today. But no better than the shit you've been shilling for years.
Fucking shit, Colin's coming back.
T-shirts or whatever the fuck that corny shit is.
I make no fucking bones about it. Slipping up.
I'm not done, you hack. I can't remember the name of those hack T-shirts.
Hey, you put one of your expressions on a shirt if anyone can understand them. It would look like when they write profanity in a comic book. Fucking 2 pound signs and a dash. Oh, fuck yourself.
I told you I knew I shouldn't be messing around today. But I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
You walked right into that one, Colin.
Oh, shit. I couldn't stop.
Fucking Jimmy.
No one's touching.
Unstoppable.
I knew he was on fire today, but I just had to.
No one's touching Jimmy today. You gotta just sit back. Wait, listen to the sweeping up of the Bob Kelly project. Here we go. Can we put a mic down there?
Oh, yeah. Let's mic sweeping. This is great fun. What a great show.
He's sweeping up the remains of Bob Kelly's project.
Whenever Bobby talks about, like, being in a limo, I always have a picture of, like, just outside of Lexington, Kentucky, one of those trailers. There's, like, a horse stall. And his head's
All right, we got to take a break. For replay purposes, we got to take a break. So why don't we do that? Colin Quinn in studio today. Are you promoting anything, Colin? You've been here for 4
actually,
hours.
I do, but I am at Caroline's on last week of April, whatever it is, 26th, 27th, whatever. And working with me is Keith Robinson. I don't know if you know him, so it's going to be a hot one.
We like Keith.
Perpetual opener.
Man, I'll tell you what.
I'll be at fucking...
He didn't say you, he asked me.
I know that, but I'm
So
jumping in.
shut up.
I'm fucking Bobby backing this. I'll be fucking... I'm in
piggyback.
Bobby.
I'm in...
It's like Munson.
I'm in Detroit this Saturday. Fucking at Clutch Cargo's somewhere in Detroit.
You're at Detroit with the... Is he going with you? You see him on the plane?
I'm gonna be seeing Jimmy in Detroit.
Is that part of your tour, Ant?
No. I don't have jungle fever.
I'm Bobby backing it.
Are you going to have tour T-shirts made, Ant?
Yeah.
What the hell is
Clutch Cargo's?
Anthony's
place? No, it's a fucking rock club. That's what I work.
Anthony's tour.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break, and I think we're just going to wrap up next.
So far.
Although we have a fine little story about parents and what they do when they find out they have a Down syndrome kid.
Parents just don't understand.
Hanger.
Well, we might do this
or
when
a
we
big
get back.
steel-toed boot. Either one will do the trick.
They asked the parents.
Hey, we got to get one of those abortions. My brother got his girlfriend one once.
I'm going to give the listeners a head start. One of the tracks is labeled, "What about the positive parts of Down syndrome?"
Hey, this is Dr. Michio Kaku, and you're listening to Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry, right. Hey, this is Dr. Michio Kaku, and you're listening to Opie and... Opie? Opie, all right. Okay, Opie, right. We physicists always pronounce it Opie because of a famous physicist, Oppenheimer. Okay, Opie. Okay. Yeah, he built the atomic bomb. Okay, ready? Hey, this is Dr. Michio Kaku. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
I want to thank Colin Quinn for stopping on by today and giving us a little energy. Thanks. A little tired after the long weekend, and you came in and really helped us out. You were a fine catalyst today, my friend.
Well, thank you, yeah, but then, it turned out I got so tired by the end, Norton just hammered me for the last hour and a half.
I would have hammered you if you were awake, stupid. Don't act like I got lucky because you were fucking sleepy.
You did get lucky.
No, I didn't.
Well, all right, whatever.
Good one.
Good one, right?
He was great in the beginning, though.
Yeah,
I'm great on terrestrial. Then on XM, he caught up with me because I don't work dirty.
We don't know what you don't work dirty. You do work good on terrestrial. You fucking zilch.
I'm good on terrestrial. All right, let's do line of the day.
I'm on terrestrial.
Line of the day is brought to you by AshleyMadison.com, a new sponsor to the line of the day. If you're looking for a lul, and they spell it L-I-L,
Lil
apostrophe, something on the side and don't want to get caught, do yourself a favor and check out AshleyMadison.com. So basically, if you want to cheat, go to AshleyMadison.com.
See, they set you up.
Why are we beating around the bush? If you want to get some strange poo-ha.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that new song, OPP, by Naughty by Nature.
A new song. Yeah, you know, cheating. You want to cheat. You can't do it yourself.
No,
it's crazy. So they hook you up.
I lost my pet egg.
Ugh, that fucking nasty ass thing. Okay, what do we? 6 runner-ups. Jesus fuck. A lot of laughs.
A lot of laughs. A lot of laughs.
Hilarity.
All right, line of the day. Yeah. Here's a runner-up line of the day.
Oh, damn you. I spoke with the burning bush last night. Yes, my wife, Mrs. Heston, had a rash.
Oh, you.
Cunt joke.
That should hold them over for a while.
All right.
Let's do the next runner-up line of the day.
Oh, boy, I give him the creeps, too.
Maybe because you were 112 on the bestseller list.
Oh, that wasn't even nice.
Well, if I'd gotten a celebrity to write the forward, maybe I would have done better.
Oh, forward written by Colin Quinn. Oh, that had to hurt.
Colin, comment?
Yeah, I wish you would have waited for mine to get the laugh it deserved before you fucking jumped.
I saw your little setup, and I fucking crushed it. Thanks, kid.
Thanks.
Here goes my joke, a setup.
That's what it was. Thanks for the softball shit, Dick.
What are you doing, Colin?
Colin's picking up the
I
chair.
thought he was apologizing to it.
Why are you knocking the chair over on its
Because
side?
he fucking does the same thing I do every day with these 9-foot cords. Because they wraps around the bottom.
Winds around it like fucking Maury's neck.
Yeah, it's like fucking, your chair is now Johnny Olaf with the fucking curtains around it.
All right, let's do the next runner-up line of the day as Colin Quinn untangles his
Untangles.
headphones.
Oh, my God.
Did you refer to Anthony as the other day at the cellar?
A Corsican pimp.
Colin, you got one in there.
What was it? Corsican pimp.
The Corsican pimp line.
You didn't hear because you're too busy untangling.
You're too busy fucking...
Right to the next runner-up line of the day.
No one does.
Yeah, exactly, but that wasn't the point.
Hey, Bobby.
I know what it is.
Wait,
good for you. You win the spelling bee. Shut up.
I got a fucking nerd.
Spelling bee.
You nerd.
Fucking.
Jimmy's vicious. Vicious today.
That's it?
Oh, my God, Colin, you're a fucking mess.
Oh, it's fucking awful. This
God.
idiot.
Colin.
It's all tangled. Like a child.
It's like watching an autistic with a Rubik's Cube. Fucking blithering idiot.
Look at you.
Bobby's got to sit in that chair tomorrow. Don't wreck it.
Exactly.
You completely tangled yourself.
Here's another runner-up line of the day.
But I think that's kind of convenient that they'll say it's a ring. That way you could shoot through the middle of it.
Yeah, let me ask you something. If he was just really as good as he said, why would he make himself an instant judo master?
Judo master.
You got 2 in there, Colin.
Opie, do you have to say it like you're doing a retarded nephew?
Well,
good boy.
Good
You
boy,
got 2
Colin.
boys? I'm cotton candy.
You got 2, Colin.
I just don't want you going home and killing yourself. You did good today.
That's what
I don't. What do you mean, kill myself? I wouldn't feel bad until you were implying that I didn't do good today.
Well, you were feeling bad about yourself.
No, I just felt tired.
You thought you got tired and stuff, but
I did get
let's
tired.
Let's not forget you gave me some gems.
You're right. Thank you. And not only that, but I wasn't even feeling tired until at the end. I was going, boy, he really wore down.
You're a 6 for
I
a
didn't
long
even
horse.
notice. I was all happy, like relaxed.
You're a 6 for a long horse running 1.25 miles today.
You still do that gambling there, Colin?
No.
No more horses?
I'll bet him if somebody has a good idea, but I was never big on it. Man.
All right.
You guys caught me in my one little phase of it.
Yeah, a little
My
phase.
cousin still does every day.
Used to grab us on the street because you're on the way to OTB.
My cousin gave me some hot tips for a few days. I was winning, and then of course you know how it is, and suddenly I noticed. Wait a minute, you know,
I'm losing now.
I'm losing a lot. Another runner-up? The last one? Last runner-up.
I'll be at fucking...
He didn't say you, he asked me.
I know that, but I'm jumping in.
Shut up.
I'm fucking Bobby backing this. I'll be fucking... I'm in
piggyback.
Bobby
I'm in
Bobby back. You're mean. You're so mean-spirited,
But he
James.
coined
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Bobby backing.
Hey, there's just a few tickets left for the One Animation Festival. Like a couple dozen or something like that.
Bobby
it's going to be
Bank.
sold out.
Bobby Pink.
By the end of today.
This little Bobby went to market. This little Bobby went home. This little Bobby had roast beef.
That's right. I hate when people call
on sale now.
I hate when people call police officers the Bobs. It's just so disrespectful.
All right, get your O&A Animation Festival tickets. June 5th.
You know what a hussy is, Frank? It's a Bob Kelly that don't fly straight.
You know, I Ernie the Bob Kelly is my only friend.
Line of the day. Oh, line of the day.
Here comes line of the day. Line of the day.
Anthony, in the middle of everyone trashing me, goes, "Yeah, I mean, I like Colin, but what's he doing?" I can't tell you the level of fury I felt hearing this back alley Tunisian knife fighter.
Colin!
That was it. That's what started the whole damn thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Colin had me on the ropes there. That was a good one.
Stephen S. has a very good question for you, Colin.
I was really going for the other one, too.
Stephen S. writes, will Colin be too tired if Jerry calls him for another push?
Oh, shit.
No.
You know, Steve, I swear to God, just cut the jive now. It's really starting to spread. It was an OK magazine.
Fast Freddy's getting very angry at us lately.
Why?
Very unhappy that we're not doing bonus show today. He's also saying bonus show equals more tickets sold, dummies. We have 24 tickets left to sell. That's it.
That's right. Tell Fast Freddy to take a flying leap.
Uh-oh. That kind of language is uncalled for. Look, Charlton Heston. Anthony, look, did you show?
Yes, he's dead. No.
There he is.
Actor fought Alzheimer's.
You don't fight Alzheimer's.
He led with his brain, and he fucking lost.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big move today. I thought Charlton as Bobby. I think Anthony doing any impressions as Bobby could be something.
Yeah. That could be a new thing.
Damn.
Well, you're going to be the producer for the day, so.
Well, I'm producer for the day.
That's your first bit, right?
My first bit is Ron Reagan, Bobby. Work on it.
Yes, dude. I broke my knee, man. Yes.
How about Dice as Bobby?
How did they get footage of Charlton Heston at an Obama
where's Dane?
rally?
You know, me and Dane was playing Call of Duty 4 last night. I don't like name dropping, but Dane! Dude! You ever fuck a sink? I fucked it!
How you doing?
Good Colin. Jesus.
Oh, guys.
Andrew Dice Kelly.
Yeah. Never-ending supply of humor when Bobby's involved. Not when he's, like, telling his jokes. You know, goofing on him.
You know what, dude? I don't want to just be the fat guy on the show, dude.
Fucking mustachioed aircraft carrier. Shut up.
He really should. He looks like the guy from the Sam Breakstone commercial. I'd like to fucking kick him right in the stomach. A little dog should be fucking biting on his thing. Get off me, yo! Get off me! Fucking.
That's what he does when he walks on stone.
Breakstone. No, but
God.
I'm trying
Stop
to figure out
talking.
where he was. No,
I'll tell you where he was. Somewhere outside of Cleveland. Remember they arrested that Nazi prison guard, Jim
Demjanjuk.
Yeah, he probably went to one of those. All right, there you go then. He went to one of those suburban houses where Eastern Europeans have memorabilia, and he probably got a couple of shrunken heads.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer's house.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's from out that way.
Were you close to Jeffrey Dahmer's house?
Could have been.
He was in that's Milwaukee, right? Nah, you're not going to Milwaukee.
He only lived in one house his whole life?
I think he's taking flying lessons.
He does like to fly, and
I really do.
He has some flight simulators and stuff like that. Hey, Colin, when you were pushing Jerry's car, did the thought come into your head that you might drop dead of a heart attack as you're pushing Jerry Seinfeld's really nice Porsche?
That's the other thing I don't like is suddenly I'm the poster boy for being out of shape. I swear to God, I wish I could curse. But it's terrestrial, so I'll keep to the rules.
You did lose a little weight.
Me off.
You lost a few lbs.
I'm on my way down. Although Norton pointed out I was so happy I put this new sweater jacket, and Norton was calling me Dwight from This Boy's Life.
It's so awful. The one you're wearing right now is black and red check. It's like a table, like a picnic tablecloth. It's horrendous.
With a hood. With the hood, though.
You really think she's outdoorsy and rustic looking. You just look like someone slobbed dead. Like to smack your face. Idiot.
Were a lot of people wearing this jacket where you are?
No.
Oh, that's a good question.
That one.
That's a good question, Colin.
Maybe it was in the Minnesota woods hunting humong.
Someone on Instant Feedback thinks he might be a drug mule.
No,
drug mule
on the weekend.
I'm too afraid to go to jail.
Yeah, he's too delicate, you know?
Yeah.
His brother, believe me, his brother was like the Rock. I told you, his brother was like a bike. He used to beat up my cousin, poor Timmy.
Yeah.
Out there in beautiful
Elwood,
Shirley.
wherever that was. I don't even know.
The two families here, the Quinns and the Kumias.
We're like the Hatfields of McCoy.
Yeah, we would fight.
We don't like you guys. We don't want you guys. There's no room in Ronkonkoma for the two of us.
My brother beat up Colin's cousin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he did it regularly. He was a psychopath. Anthony was the sensitive child that didn't do drugs.
Right.
His brother down there, he smelled pot wafting into his room.
My brother's constantly smoking pot.
Anthony's with his Dungeons and Dragons set and his pots on the room.
I had microscopes and things like that, and a telescope. And
one of his brother's hot girl was like, "You want me to give this kid the experience?" Well, he won't anything. No, and he just threw the covers over his head.
My brother's like tossing.
He's like Rocky Dennison.
My brother's tossing bimbos out the window because my mother was getting home and he's smoking pot, and I'm just there with my microscope trying to smear something on a slide so I could see a cell. I should have just taken samples off Joe's mattress.
Could you just see him?
Oh, I was just such a geeky kid.
Could have seen
my brother's doing drugs.
Yeah,
my brother was like the first kid busted for smoking pot in Elwood Junior High ever. And it became like this big thing that when I finally went to Elwood Junior High, the teachers took me aside. We're like, we want to make sure, we know about your brother and everything, and we just want to know if you're going to be like that, and we really want you not to follow in his footsteps. I'm like, okay, give me a couple of years. I won't.
Those big glasses. Those big glasses.
Yeah.
Well, Opie in high school, Opie smoked some pot, but he was also a wrestler, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was into sports and stuff.
He was like a wrestler.
I was part of 3 groups. I was part of the Burnouts, part of the Jocks, and
you could not have been part of the Burnouts with the way you looked.
I was on the outskirts of like 3 or 4 different.
I was firmly entrenched in the Burnouts.
I was part of one.
Opie was like 12. He was like the little league master. He had like a 680 batting average. 680. He was like he was so good in those days that when he finally just quit early, it was still people still remember.
I was really good at sports growing up, but I was scared to step into the batter's box and hit a fastball, even though a fastball was 24 miles per hour at that age.
Stop brushing your back. You just go like, oh boy, I'm going to get hit with this thing.
I was too scared. So actually, Colin, I sucked at Little League. Thanks for bringing it up. Well, I was right field guy.
Were you a wrestler?
I was a runner. I played a little lacrosse. Basketball was my big sport.
Duke lacrosse, really?
Yeah, I really thought I was going to be in the NBA.
You got skills?
I got skills.
Who do you like tonight, skills? Memphis or Kansas?
Honestly, I didn't follow it this year.
Who you taking?
I'm not even going to fake it.
I go with Kansas, but I'm usually wrong about
I'm going to go with Memphis. There you go.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
We got young Sam in studio.
Sam.
We got a treat for you, Colin.
It's PFG TV, which is Scorch's daily video podcast.
Me.
Well, Colin,
I like this new Sam because he reminds me of all my friends in junior high school in the 70s that had pretty good pot. You could always rely on him.
Wow, Scorch got old.
Scorch got old.
Look, we're talking about, hey, Colin Quinn has made the studio here. We're talking about the pregnant man. But it's not really a man. The man has to be in quotations because it's really a woman on hormones.
They keep saying man pregnant man. It's a woman because it didn't even go through a sex change, so you can't even pull that little card out. It's a woman that had mastectomies and is hairy because of hormones, having a baby. So what? The news keeps saying man, man, man.
Exactly. A little testosterone doesn't make you a man.
No. So I said, you put on like one of those oldie time, have a woman put on an oldie time handlebar mustache and say, look, I'm a guy.
What else doesn't make you a man? Holding a gun.
Oh, what does that mean? Is that a dig at me?
No, they always say holding a gun doesn't make you a man. No, I wouldn't dig at you, Anthony. I would dig at you because I'm listening to my radio this morning, and I hear you come on with this idiot blathering away, trashing me. And here's the best part. We all know, first of all, you help your dumb friend. Anthony, in the middle of everyone trashing me, goes, yeah, I mean, I like Colin, but what's he doing? I can't tell you the level of fury I felt hearing this back alley Tunisian knife fighter trashing me as if I really am pushing Jerry's car for fun and profit. I was fuming.
What did you call him? What did you refer to Anthony as the other day at the cellar?
A Corsican pimp.
Oh, Christ.
He should be on the Marseille waterfront in like the 1960s.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's cool.
Anthony's he's one of the last drops in the French Connection chain. He brings his loading gang out.
You can't even take that as a compliment that I said I can't picture you doing that.
No, that's not what you said. Do we have to play the tape? I mean, I like Colin.
I like Colin.
What? And he shakes his head sagely. What is he doing?
Can we get that? Now I need that.
I'd like to hear that.
Sagely. Colin, what were you doing?
I know. I was listening to the show this morning. I love the fact that here's why Bob is not only fat but retarded. Because he actually calls me the other day, or I call him to try to wake him up. Like my big thing is when he's doing morning radio, he tries to sleep in between. Then I try to call and wake him up at the most. He goes, dude, I'll put you on. He puts me on. Nobody even was there for that story except for me, where I pushed Jerry's car, except for one kid on the stoop. I thought I got away with it. I was like, thank God, all these camera phones. I walk up the block. There's nobody out. One kid sitting on the stoop by himself, like a half block away. He goes, nice job, Colin. So I told him all the story. Bob was in West Palm. He wasn't even there. And he still adds it like, what about the car? He was retarded.
Let's get back to
But it's all about Bob's CD. That's what I'm here about.
Pregnant man and Oprah. Let's two more quick clips, and then we can move on from this dumb story. Oprah wants to know if by taking testosterone,
by the way.
do you grow testicles? Oprah wants to know this? I thought she's a smart woman.
You don't grow them.
So I was asking the question
knows nothing about male genitals. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's never been close.
No, she had no idea.
If Gail don't have it, I don't see it. That's her motto.
Your genitals. Did you have like a penis implant, or you did something else?
No, amazingly, hormones are an incredible thing. Testosterone, in the womb, up until I think 2 months, we all look the same. Our genitals look the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Testosterone is
You all know that, right? Have you seen the...
No.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, we... Okay.
Oprah should try a penis implant one day.
Yeah. So when testosterone is introduced, that's when male genitalia starts to form. And reproductive organs. And I just,
Meaning, does it grow testicles?
Well,
I don't mean to be ignorant, but do you like...
People are driving up the southern state right now. You take this story and move along. Jesus Christ. They gotta stop producing the show, apparently. The story's horrifyingly boring.
Want to go in the back office and just produce the show today?
Yeah.
See what you come up with for us, Colin?
Too? No, I mean, I just introduced testosterone to my body a little later, so the body had already formed to a certain point, but certain changes do happen.
She's basically saying that she grew male stuff.
Certain changes do happen. No, there's probably an increase in size of certain things that a woman has that are very sensitive and used during sex.
Yeah.
Clitoris.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can't say... Wait a minute.
You can't.
That is really psychotic. That's actually sexist against women.
It really is.
When did you figure out that you can't say that word? As Anthony's giving
was
us
it
a
during during my slaloming through the whole thing, trying to
work around the word?
But I mean, it's one of those technical words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
they don't care about that.
They don't
on
understand
this
the abbreviated version of it.
They don't care on this show.
Which coincidentally looks like your sidekick, Norton.
All right,
sidekick.
That's the part that hurt the most.
Yeah.
All right,
Why you thought you were an equal? You're a sidekick, and don't forget it.
I guess I'm below equal and above lackey.
Colin, this last clip
I'm
is
certainly above mechanic. Stupid. Colin, why don't you bring the tools?
What's the deal? Then he drives off, and I wave goodbye. Good job, Jerry.
Oh, he didn't even look in his mirror.
Make sure you get that. Don't miss that green light, Jerry. That's when it stalls again. Bye.
He's waving, and he's getting like a puff of like exhaust smoke in his face.
Yeah. Bye, Jerry. It's almost as embarrassing as the other night when Jerry came in, and Jim goes like the equals now. Hey, Jerry, and Jerry goes, hey. And then later I go, you didn't remember his name? He goes, yes, I do. James. He didn't remember that fool.
And I saw him the other night.
You're not his equal. He doesn't know who you are.
I'm not his equal, but he always calls me Nortone. That's what he calls me.
And today he called you James because he was stuttering because he didn't recognize you because he didn't see you in a month.
He didn't know whether to call me Jim, Jimmy.
You're a majestic irrelevance. Now go on with that Oprah thing, please.
That's not true. He knew me very well.
At least he didn't get gravel to the forehead as Jerry pulled it away.
Exactly. I'm glad he doesn't know my name. He'd have me pushing things.
All right, this last clip, Colin, I know you have ADD. It's only 38 seconds. Can you handle 38 seconds? And then we move on from the story.
Yeah,
and then we move on,
Don't
all
worry
right?
about me. I'm worried about the listeners.
Does it get larger?
It does.
Yeah.
And it looks like a penis. Looks like a small penis.
Yeah.
She can say that, but we can't.
Does size matter?
Yeah.
Oh, all the women just start clapping. It certainly
My husband
does.
hasn't rolled over on me in a long time, and that's tonight.
Trying to say that her thing turned into a small one of our things.
Yeah.
And all the women laugh like angry at their husbands because they're stuck in Orchard Park, Illinois, like lonely, and the big night out is the Oprah show.
Well, to some people, yes.
I don't know. You can ask my wife that question.
So it
my
means
wife,
that
all right, yeah, you're quite a man.
Basically, your grows. It looks like a small penis, and therefore you look like a man.
Yes, and I can have intercourse with my wife.
Can I tell you
Intercourse. Okay.
Shut up.
You cannot with my wife.
Shut up.
I'm all man.
I have to
No,
say
you're not.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's so
Shut up. Ovary, abdomen.
I know this is not the time.
I give her all 8 millimeters. Nothing on it?
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah,
I was
go
just going to say, I know this is not the time, and this is the last thing you guys need to hear.
Uh-huh.
And I know this is you guys on the line, and me just spuriously throwing this in there, and you guys have to deal with the weight. But the fact that you have to be on radio and bleep something said on Oprah, I'll rip apart whoever runs these stations.
Yeah, it is
You
ridiculous.
have to rip apart something that's on 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something very... it really makes me crazy.
You're right.
You're absolutely right.
There's
I'm not the
no
type that cares
sense to it.
About that kind of stuff. But it's
It makes
psychotic.
no sense. Because she's helping. She's got that
does
person in
kinda
there
help.
for education, and we're here for humor.
She does help in a certain way, Anthony. And I still have, where was Anthony this weekend? Did you ever establish that?
No.
I say Winnipeg. There's a lot of tawdry behavior. Because he changed planes in Detroit, right?
We don't know. Yeah, well, he says he went nonstop, but it's a dumb bit because he doesn't give us any info, and there's
It's
no
not a
ending.
bit. I
give
wanna know
plenty
his
of
info.
info,
And it isn't a
there's no
bit.
ending.
It's called my life.
It's not a bit. It's his life. And you're right.
No,
it is
it's a bit.
Well, his life is a bit to a certain
Ant's
way.
life is a bit at this point.
Oh, all the world's a stage. I understand.
I don't look at it as his life. I look at it as good radio.
Everything's just a
he's not
bit.
giving us good radio with this
But-
thing because there's no ending.
Well, there is an ending. And the ending is not this week.
Look, I haven't spread this out as long as you did your goddamn Spuds Buckley.
The ending
all right?
I'll tell you exactly what the ending
People
is.
love Spuds Buckley.
Yeah, give us a little.
No.
Jesus, 5 weeks.
Him with his relatives, the Lebanese arms and diamond traders of West Africa. That's where it ends. It ends in a horrible civil uprising.
But see, this is where it's not fair. We guess, and I think one of us might have guessed where he was, and he doesn't even say if we're right or wrong.
Isn't there a way to hook him out to something?
I don't believe that it was a nonstop. I don't believe it was a nonstop. I think he laid over and flew back. Because if I knew certain things were a quick jump from here, he knew it. And he flies enough. I believe it was not a nonstop.
Really? That's great. Well, we're not really the best part. I mean, I could be wrong. The best dramatic part of the story is not the flight pattern, you bore.
No, it does.
I want to know where he went and what he did there.
Well, it does.
Yeah, thank you,
What do you-
Colin.
how do you
I
think he
believe,
got there?
actually, no, wait a minute. Let me
What do
look.
you think,
Go
he
on American
teleported?
Airlines,
Stupid,
and I
he
would have
flew. He didn't
I understand
skateboard.
he flew. Stupid,
You
that's
don't
not my
understand.
point.
No, you don't.
We go to Erie, Pennsylvania.
How do you think he got there?
I think you think a real puddle jumper.
No, he got out and pushed the plane down another lane. Stupid.
Hey, you want to hear what Anthony said about you before you were here?
Oh, boy.
All right, we found the clip. This is what Anthony was saying about Colin
watch
before he
the
was here.
patronizing pity in his hope.
All right.
Poor Colin. That must have been some sight, though. Him pushing a car.
Yeah.
Why would he do anything like that? I mean, I like Colin a lot, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be my first pick to help me push a car down the street. You know?
He probably volunteered in case Jerry has another project. Maybe he'll need like a crotchety, funny uncle neighbor.
And we're back live. That's what they said about you when you weren't here there, Colin.
I know, I heard that actually. That's what roused me out of my- I was listening to the show and I was so mad. Where's all that phone he came in? The troubled sleepless artist. I had a fight with my girlfriend, so I just wandered.
I have a pinched neck.
Shut up! I know I was with you last night. Listening
I'm
to that
sore.
Nonsense. Did you try those exercises?
You know what? I just did them against the wall.
And you know what?
He looked silly.
Yeah.
What were they fighting about? Do you know? Or maybe you don't want to blow up Dodge.
Well, we all had. I don't know. Everything was fine at dinner.
It started after.
And then I guess they left, and maybe
they're like a lifetime abuse couple, where out in public they look fine and everything, but inside I think
Behind
Jimmy's hitting her with
closed
phone
doors.
books.
Right.
Hitting her with phone books.
And maybe they were fighting over the fact that she probably noticed that Jim's expensive caddy looks like a caddy Camry. it's the least caddy you've ever seen.
I've never seen your caddy.
Really?
Nice,
Yeah.
Nice
I used to drive around in his old
dealer,
dump.
you'll see it.
Hey, let's go to James in Virginia talking about Anthony flying somewhere this weekend. And Anthony won't give up too much information. So why we do this bit, I don't know. But James in Virginia, what do you got?
Hey, maybe Anthony said nonstop after he got where he was going.
He's saying you went nonstop after you got there.
After I got there, yeah. Okay.
There was a layover, but you're also going nonstop.
Right.
Did I tell you that I was, by the way, I was just speaking of that kind of humor, I was driving upstate in Connecticut, like way upstate by myself, and I heard Scorch on some obscure local radio show.
Yeah, you're obsessed with Scorch.
Oh, Scorch is up there. Hey, Kingdom of Nakedness.
Yeah, there's a DJ.
But I was obsessed over the fact that you used to have him on the show, and you'd sit there and go, what else? And you guys would be laughing like it was the best radio, and he believes it. And he kept, sorry, but
you're going to blow up our spot.
Do your dressing.
Sam, get Scorch on the phone today, because Colin's here. We haven't talked to Scorch in a while. He's a DJ.
Scorch.
Where's he? In Syracuse still? New Hampshire? Where is he? You can't
God.
keep track of this guy. And he does this show called The Kingdom of Nakedness.
Yeah.
Totally nude radio.
The Naked Militia.
What, he changed his name?
Yeah, he doesn't do the naked thing anymore. He does PFG now.
What's that?
Pretty effing great.
Yeah, PFG with Scorch.
Yeah, he's in Manchester, New Hampshire, and he does a PFG TV podcast every day.
Wait, he's not even on the radio anymore?
No. He does afternoons in Manchester.
Could you get us a highlight from his podcast? Because one morning we were watching the Scorch podcast in the office.
Yeah.
They're pretty damn funny.
and I loved you in Fame.
Okay.
Get us a clip of Scorch doing his
with that
podcast.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Bruno. My son's music.
Sam, what does he talk about on his podcast?
Well, he talks about whatever, he's thinking about in the day. I think I was just looking over some stuff, and he has, like, a bunch of celebrities are turning 50, so some things you can do when you're celebrating your 50th birthday.
You want to listen to that? That could be good.
I'll listen to anything he's got to say.
All right,
You got the wheel
You
of
can
meat.
see if it's the same stuff
wheel
you
of
did.
meat. All right, come up with some good Scorch blog material.
Push celebrities' cars down the street. Is that one of them?
All right. Colin Quinn's here. Are you promoting anything?
No.
Just good that you're out of your house. We're happy that you're out of your house.
Well, you invited me down last week, and I could tell you really Opie wanted me.
I did too.
But then when I heard you guys this morning, that just propelled me out of bed like Frankenstein.
It's obvious you live pretty close to the station, too, huh?
Yeah. I stormed down.
Oh, they're calling you Colin Jumper Cables Quinn on Pal Talk. Steve from Bayshore.
It's Opie and Anthony. Boy, we have an exciting show today. It's Opie and Anthony. In studio, Colin Quinn. He heard Anthony and Jimmy kind of taking some light shots at you, a few light blows to the head.
Right.
And then they got you out of bed, and then you said, screw this, I'm coming in to defend myself.
My eyes snapped open.
That's right. You're obsessed with trying to figure out where Anthony went this weekend. It's our new bit on Mondays because he's flying all over the place doing God knows what. Or maybe he's flying to one place. We really don't know.
No, according to Jimmy, the important part of the story is that there might be a transfer flight. A few people could have heard the crushing bore that is Jim Norton before going, I think, if you really look at some of the patterns of Delta, they have a couple of 2-hour flights.
There's a very good possibility of a layover.
When figuring out where somebody went, if you have to figure out how long it took them to get there. And we know where airport he left from, so was it like a layover, a delay? You have to know. How else are you just going to guess everywhere in the world? He went somewhere.
What just happened to you right now? You're doing like you turned into a horrible character. What? It's like a modern day Peter Lorre. It's scary. He's just like, this really.
I'm looking at a picture of Scorch. I don't remember him.
That isn't Scorch, is it?
Scorch. He looks like an old Columbia professor.
What happened to Scorch?
He looks like Chong.
He's totally gray.
He's Howard Hessman.
No, that's bleach.
What?
That's bleach.
Oh, he bleaches his hair?
He bleaches his beard?
Why would he bleach his hair to make it look like he's completely gray?
He looks like Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman.
Hey, Scorch, drinking bleach.
You got me annoyed with you now. Why? I don't know.
Dahmer also lived in Beth, Ohio, which is about 30 minutes from Cleveland.
Really? Did he? Where else did he live?
Ridiculous.
I didn't know that.
All right. Well, for you, Colin, because you're obsessed with Scorch. Why are you obsessed with Scorch? Because he does bad radio and he doesn't know it?
When I first came on this show, you guys made me laugh so hard that you were doing bits where you would just let the guy talk, and you just made me laugh. The idea of there was never an acknowledgement that this was horrendous.
What were some
obsessed with Laverne and Shirley too?
What's some of his bits there, young
when
Sam?
you guys brought them to the MTV Music Awards at the height of its hipness, as your dates. That's still one of the funniest things ever.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I mean,
he did doucher dressing. That was a
class.
Doucher dressing.
Yeah, midget. Everything was just almost like a parody of a radio thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wheel of Meat was my all-time favorite.
Wheel of Meat.
You spin it, and it lands on something, and then you have to slap the meat against the console, and then the callers have to call up and guess which meat it is.
How does he think up this stuff?
He's a genius.
Oh, he is.
He's a man ahead of his time, right, Colin? Yes. What other bits there, Sam?
When he was leaving Syracuse, at the end of his run, he became obsessed with top 10 lists, and he would just make up reasons to use them. So he found this top 10 gyms list on the internet, and it's just the top 10. I think Jim Belushi was on there. Top 10 people named Jim. So he told his sidekick that the next day was the anniversary of the Jungle Gym, so he was going to do top 10 gyms. And his sidekick started coming up with all these ideas, like, why don't we send somebody to, a jungle gym and make him do weird stuff or whatever? He's like, no, we're going to do this jungle gym list. He made up the anniversary of the jungle gym.
Oh, he made up the anniversary just so he could do the top 10 gyms.
Because he just wanted to do his top 10 gyms.
Oh, how awful.
That sounds like a scandal waiting to explode.
Yeah.
He fraudulently made up the anniversary of the jungle gym.
Well, here you go. Here's him doing his blog.
Bleach beard.
Hey, what is going on, my PFG disciples? Scorching
What is he? What?
The PFG disciples. They're like disciples, but they're PFG.
Why does it take Colin to remind us how great this is for our show? I
love it.
To have Scorch audio on.
He's great.
Hey, what is going on, my PFG disciples? Scorch is here with the Tuesday, the April 1st edition of PFG TV. I came up with a bunch of games you could play at birthday parties for people 50 and over, because a ton of celebrities are turning 50 this year. I never would have thunk it.
That squeaking that you hear in the background.
Yeah. Is that his heart monitor?
No, the whole thing is he's holding the video camera and just pointing it at himself from from an upper angle.
Yeah.
And he's going back and forth in his chair, and then his chair squeaking.
He's got a squeaking chair on his podcast.
Hey.
All right.
He just looks like a psychopath.
Well, here he goes. He starts talking about the games you can play at a 50th birthday party.
Why don't we give you a bunch of games you can play at some parties of theirs? For instance, here's a great one. SAG, you're it. How about
I get it.
Oh.
Sag, you're it. Oh.
Who listens to this?
A writer.
Huh?
He does these without a writer.
Who listens to the show that doesn't have like a unicorn in their car and like a Jimmy Buffett paraphernalia somewhere?
Why don't we give you a bunch of games you can play at some parties of theirs?
Sag, you're
for
it.
instance, here's a great one. Sag, you're it. How about pin the toupee on the bald guy? Another great game you can play at a 50 or older birthday party. Wow. 20 questions. Shout it in your ear.
Wow, is he selling these too?
I know.
He's really trying to sell them. His inflection.
I wish the best thing is you should have the camera on Norton this whole time. He's disgusted by the entire thing.
Yes.
I think it's not only he doesn't think it's funny, but I think he sees his future. He'll be in some small, obscure upstate market trying to be humorous.
But he has a pinched nerve.
His neck is very sore, Carl.
Yeah, and he's really tired. Look at his eyes.
Go to acupuncture. You want me to get behind you and give you a nice massage when the chef of the future comes in or whatever's going on lately?
No.
Dude, yes. Tom Chiasano has a great acupuncture guy close by to here.
Okay, maybe I will.
Help my neck problems.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Might be a great game to play at a